Hail and well met. Welcome to the first event of our Extra Life extravaganza with the Dungeon Scrawlers. I am Eric Scott DeB, and these are not the Dungeon Scrawlers. This is a bunch of other people who are good friends of mine who have originated some of these characters and are excellent storytellers. And here we are to play Hostile Takeover, a Westgate side story. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and have you each introduce yourselves in a moment. I'm going to talk about Extra Life a little bit, and then I'm going to start with Allie. So be ready. Extra Life is an event that we are raising money for Children's Hospital and many medical institutions in that vein, basically through gaming. People pay us to play games all weekend, and that's what we're doing. The Dungeon Scrawlers have 24 hours of gaming scheduled for starting with this particular game. I also want to talk about our sponsor, since Aaron isn't here, to tell you that Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including, I need to say it, her characters, Farida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels novels. Sorry, Aaron. I fumbled that a little bit. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com. Those of you who are coming over to our stream from Idle Champions, welcome. Please let us know if you get anything cool in that gold chest code that you should be accessing at some point with I Love Codename. All right. And on that note, tell us about yourself, tell us about your character, and then we'll get started, starting with Allie.
Hi there, I'm Alexandra Pitchford, and I am an author and one of the moderators for our normal streams. You'll see me in chat often as Shae Darksong, who I'm playing today. Shae is a drow shadow dancer, cleric of Illustrae, and the second in command and one of the, I'm sure, myriad of lovers of Ilira Nathalan.
Well, there are a few, yeah, but
there are a few.
An important one. All right. Doug.
Hi, I'm Doug Meyer. I have been playing D&D since September of 1977, so I had a couple years added here and there. My favorite version is the one that's playing. Whatever one that is, I'm good with it, so excellent. I'm the most recent add to the moderator team for the Dungeon Scrawlers. Today I will be taking over Eric's character of Fane. So hopefully I'll do her a little bit of justice. I've enjoyed her since first running into her in Down Shadow, so we'll see how that works for us.
Should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Karyn, you ready?
Hi, I am Karyn Willow Logan, former online community coordinator for Wizards of the Coast. If you were on the community site back then, you knew me as Crazy Monkey. And I'll be
so that's what your screen name was. Okay.
Yes.
You never told me that, but I remember you specifically. All right, cool.
And I will be playing the Raging Sorrow, gladiator, servant of Lilton, tiefling, barbarian, warlock.
Nice. And Alicia.
Hi, I'm Alicia Cameron. I am the token Australian for today. I am. I have been gaming since I was about 7, I think. So we'll see how it goes. I will be playing Holly, who is the most disgustingly cheerful and optimistic cinnamon roll you will ever find in Westgate. She is a half-elf ranger, sorcerer, arcane archer, because she can't just settle on one thing, of course.
Right. And I should say 3 of these 4, Sorrow, Shae, and Holly, are original members of the Westgate Irregulars, the previous generation before this group came and joined the company. Some of them remained with the company. Some of them went off on their own. Some of them joined the opposition. So
It's okay. She's still a friend. She'll never stop being a friend.
that's right. So we're all set. We're all good to go. Excellent.
Ready when you are.
Yang Yang is showing some art on the Twitch. You should be able to see it right below me. Right now, I see the Raging Sorrow. There's a time delay, so it might not be exactly the same. But here we go. So this hostile takeover side story takes place a bit coterminously with the recent events in Westgate on the Dungeon Scrawlers stream. As you know, the Westgate Irregulars have returned to the city and found it in a state of some chaos with war, gang war in the streets, political strife, and Lilton fucking up their day. Sorry, I've already spent the one F-bomb. Well, it's a midnight game, so we can have multiple F-bombs. Don't worry. I'm sure YouTube will demonetize us, but it's not that big a deal. So we're going to start the game with Shae Darksong. Now, Shae Darksong, if you recall from the game that just happened, was at the dawn and dusk when she encountered a wolf who barged in with a whole ham hock in her mouth and started making a mess of the place. She sent a message to the Irregulars to come and deal with it. But before any of them arrived, another message came to her, which was a sending from Ilira Nathalan.
Oh.
The one thing that could get Shae to leave before the Irregulars arrived.
I was wondering about that.
And that sending comprises essentially the following. Shae, I need your help. I'm in the catacombs. Seek the wandering temple and the mark of illusion. Come and rescue me. I need your help. That's it. Do you wish to send any message back?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm on my way. Please be careful. I'll bring as much help as I can. Just hold on until I get there. Oh, do I end it with those 3 words?
Do it.
I heart you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
you have a mandate from your beloved,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to gather some assistance.
Yes.
The Irregulars are scattered across the city, engaged in their own business. Who will you seek out?
Well, first I will quickly scrawl the note that they found left there.
That's right. Got to
And then,
preserve that continuity. Good deal.
yeah.
Good deal.
I will. Well, I mean, the one of the few people that Shae keeps in touch with from the previous time as an irregular is Holly. So she will
Holly
try to figure out where the heck Holly is. So,
Go
like,
looking for
you know,
trouble.
yeah. Well.
All right, Holly, where are you looking for trouble? Are you in a tavern? Are you in staying in an inn? Are you outside the city?
She would probably be outside the city at the moment. There are not nearly enough trees inside Westgate, I'm afraid.
Okay. So you are out on the trails, wandering the great wilds, and somehow the winds draw you back to Westgate from time to time. You check in with Shae, you have a drink, you catch up on old times. And maybe you're looking forward to an opportunity to have such an encounter again. You know, just a restful, nice, relaxed, complete non-adventure.
As much as one ever is when Shae is involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll say you are, does Holly have a horse? Does she travel on foot?
On foot.
On foot. Okay. You are making your way with the aid of your walking stick. You know that Westgate tends to close up at night, and night has fallen. You didn't reach the city before the sun went down. So you were planning to make camp outside the city walls when the darkness swirls around you and Shae Darksong appears out of the shadows, as she is known to do.
Holly!
Shae! Hi!
Oh, do you have to yell?
Yes, hug.
Okay, hug. Okay. Look, I need your help, okay?
Hey, what are we doing this time?
So, Ilira's in trouble. She needs our help. Oh, my help. But I don't want to go alone.
If she's breathing, then she's in trouble.
This is a fair assessment.
I can't really argue with that. But, well, she called for help. She's kind of in the catacombs under the city, and I could use some help getting down there and finding her. You're probably the best tracker I know. Well, right now. I hope you didn't have anything important to do.
No, I was just waiting for morning.
It's just out here waiting.
Well, I was going to sleep.
Oh, okay. People do that. That's right.
Yes, Shae, people sleep.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, you all can. I mean,
you hear
those of you with human blood.
Of wolves in the distance.
What is it with the wolves lately? Have you noticed the wolves lately? Just everywhere.
They live here.
Well, no, I mean, never mind. Okay. I don't think the two of us are going to be enough. We're going to need more people. But I think all of the current irregulars are either scattered to the winds or completely busy with their own nonsense. So, I think we need to talk to Sorrow.
Oh, fantastic. I haven't seen Sorrow in ages. It'll be great to catch up with her, just like old times.
Yeah, just like old times. Right. I don't suppose you know where we could find her.
Arena?
Speaking of that, at one of the small taverns outside the arena, the Raging Sorrow is getting well and comfortably drunk. A great and terrible disappointment has befallen upon you, Sorrow. Littleton came to you earlier today and said, "My dear, I must away to other business in another city, in Tazir, in fact. Calls from my presence. I do not know when I shall return to the city. I am leaving you in charge of my interests, and I trust that things will go well."
Me in charge. Are you sure about that?
As sure as I am of anything, my dear, puts his hand on your cheek. I trust you implicitly, as well you know.
Well, thank you, Master.
Is there anything I can do for you before I leave?
Another drink?
He waves his hand, and the bartender kind of stiffens a little bit, goes, "Oh, yeah, of course, of course." And then Littleton's gone, and a puff, a cloud of butterflies that disperses in all directions, leaving a faint odor of sweet flowers beneath which is a faint tinge of rot.
He's such a beautiful man.
The bar lad who has brought you over your next drink is like, huh, yeah, absolutely. Can I top you off there?
Sure.
Pours you more. You have a huge tankard of ale.
A toast to Lilton.
The other folk in the tavern, many of them gladiators and some just spectators who like to watch the gladiators, often just watch the gladiators get drunk, fantasizing about the gladiators. Share in your toast. And I'm like, to Lord Gold, to Lord Darden. Darden. Not actually Lilton's name. That is a secret that he shares with few, including you. Sorrow is well drunk at the moment.
Sorrowfully.
Is this watered down? This looks watered down.
The drink lad is like, oh no, absolutely not. We would never do that with you, Lady Raging Sorrow. We would never ever consider such a thing. And he heads back to get more ale. And it is at that point that you recognize a familiar presence. You don't know the face exactly, but you know the feeling of this person standing at your table. It can only be your fellow warlock in service of Lilton, Fane.
Hey.
Half an hour before.
Oh.
Okay. Cut back to half an hour before. Fane, you just came back from your meeting with Sturge. Sturge had given you back your golden orb that allows you to alter your form, make permanent polymorphing changes to your body. I apologize to everyone in case my internet quibbles out, because sometimes it is doing that. It says I get occasional messages that it's unstable. So if you lose me for a second, just kind of pause and I'll be right there.
We'll deal with it.
So Fane, you got your orb back. You're kind of tracing your fingers over it. You're thinking about Sturge and you're thinking about what Sturge said. And it is at that point that Lilton appears in your room.
My lord.
Daughter. I am away on business to Tazir, in fact. I'm not sure when I'll be returning to Westgate. Obviously, I trust you more than any other individual in the world, and you are in charge of all of my interests in the city.
But are you actually leaving this time, or are you just doing that thing where you say you're leaving, but you're actually just right behind me?
You should know better than to ask me questions that I can't just simply say yes to.
This is true. I'm sorry. So, am I really in charge, or are you going to tell everybody that?
Yes.
That's fair. Any specific directions you want me to do? Say, bump off a couple of irregulars or anything?
Perish the thought, Fane. I would never direct you to murder anyone until it suited my purposes, and the irregulars are far too entertaining for such a terrible deed, and especially you are forbidden from harming Artemisia. I've come to care for her a great deal.
What about, say, that bitch that kind of killed my mother?
Fane, we've had this conversation many times. You
I
know that
maybe
you are
this time.
forbidden from laying a finger on Ilira Nathalan. I have watched you make attempts in the past, and it has, well, you know it has not gone well for you. So, let's not do this again.
All right.
Anyway, like I said, you're in charge.
Of course.
Of all
I will protect your interest as far as I possibly can.
Fantastic.
Good travel, sir.
Here's some coin in case you need it. He plops down a pouch of coin. That's your platinum that you have on your character sheet. I see you got your orb back.
Yes, yes. It took a little convincing, but I think I made enough impact on him. We shall see where it goes from here.
Is he going to become one of yours?
Pets? I'll see how exactly he, intrigues me for a plaything for a little while. But don't worry, I'll leave most of them okay. I just might remove a little nose here and there.
Be careful with that one. He has, well, there is more about him than you know.
Oh.
Anyway, I must be off. He throws his feathered ruff around his neck, and he's like, all right, off I go. Poof, he just disappears.
I just love when he does that. All right.
So the first order of business, if you're really concerned about whether you are really in charge or not, is to go and confront Sorrow, because obviously Sorrow would have something to say about that.
Yes, of course.
So it is.
And if I know Sorrow, I'll look in the nearest bar.
It is for that reason that you find yourself in the common room of the nearest bar, where Sorrow is getting well and truly drunk.
As expected. Sorrow. Hello, Sorrow.
Tell us all what Fane looks like in this moment. What guise has Fane adopted? Because remember,
I've decided to go back
audience,
to
Fane does not like her natural form.
No. That natural form just does not fit what I really am inside. So at the moment, I've gone as a nondescript half-elf, reddish hair, someone that if you looked at twice, you're not sure you saw him the first time.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Male half-elf is what you're saying?
Female in this case.
Female. Okay. Cool.
So, Sorrow, have you had enough to drink yet?
Hey, don't I owe you a punch in the face?
No. You owe me 50 platinum for that lousy job you did in the arena the other day.
Hey, that guy cheated.
Yeah, he cheated by exposing you to your own biggest weaknesses.
I'm pretty sure I owe you a punch in the face.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go find a different face for you later on and you can punch that, okay?
Okay.
And it is at that moment that the door opens, and who should walk through but Shae Darksong and Holly Dawnsong.
This will be pleasant.
Sorrow's old friends and Fane's old friends.
Hey, Shae, maybe it's you I owe a punch in the face.
Yes, it's definitely.
And Holly runs over to give Sorrow the biggest hug ever.
Oh, hey, whoa. Oh, you do not get a punch in the face because you're
does that.
Too cute.
She does that.
Thank you. I've missed you too.
So Sorrow is there, and Sorrow was talking with this kind of nondescript, red-haired half-elf woman.
Is this the classic red-haired half-elf, or is this a different red-haired half-elf?
It's a little different this time.
Okay.
Similarities, it could be cousins, maybe.
Well,
Okay.
Shae has a mission. So she will walk over and be like, look, punches in the face aside, I kind of need to ask you a favor.
Favor?
You want to have some fun with us?
It depends on the fun. Do I get paid?
Sure.
Can I get drunk afterwards? And do I get to hit people repeatedly?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, definitely. That's going to happen regardless.
Okay.
No. Before you go agreeing to anything, you didn't check to see whether I might need you for something else.
What do you need me for?
Well,
I'm in charge of all the little stuff.
yeah. Okay, I see how it works. What do you have to offer, Shae?
That's a good question. What do we have to offer?
Oh, don't mind.
I mean,
I
I
don't know.
have
You
coin.
just said we were going to go.
Don't mind.
Look,
Fane.
I've got gold. I've got platinum. I will pay you.
Is that Fane? Hi, Fane. I haven't seen you in ages. How have you been?
Oh,
Oh,
Holly.
the
Hi, Holly. Lovely to see you again.
No, right?
Can't say I
Ugh.
haven't looked forward to this for so long.
oh, Fane.
Really?
Ah,
I knew we were friends.
Shae's clearly starting to have a migraine.
a little bit. A little bit. Look.
Is that an aura? Oh no.
Well, I'll lay it out flatly.
So now you all four are sitting at the table.
Ilira is missing, and I need your help, Sorrow, to find her.
That's who I owe a punch in the face to.
Definitely.
You know what? If you help me find her, you're welcome to try. I don't think it'll go as well as you think it will, but you're welcome to try.
Okay. Where is
All right. I happen to have some business with Ilira myself, so I think we might just help you in this case for the right price.
Is this pointy business?
No, in this case, it's not pointy business yet. There's some
Okay.
discussion that needs to be happening first.
Okay. Well, look. What can I give you, Sorrow, for this? I've got some gold. I don't mind parting with it.
I already told you I get paid, I get to get drunk, and I get to hurt people a lot.
Yes. We all understand that's what you get, Sorrow. Here, have some water. You really need some.
Nah, water is overrated. Besides, they water it down.
They do here. It's a problem.
Are
Anyway,
you sure that doesn't smell watered down?
So, Shae, let's just say you'll owe me one from this case.
you know what? Fine.
Good. And Holly, you can vanish out of my sight as soon as we're done with this. That'll help me for about, a good 2-3 months at least.
Hey, why don't you?
I couldn't possibly do that to one of my friends, Fane. We
I
need to
said
hang out
after
more.
we're done.
No, we need to hang out more.
Remind me to change my face. All right, fine.
I'm sure that you are actually really, really nice somewhere deep, deep, deep down inside.
Right
And I'm
past the
going to find
Balrogs.
it.
Right after the Balrogs, that's it.
Balrogs. Okay. Well, so look, Ilira disappeared. Oh, how long ago now, actually, Eric?
She has been gone for at least a 10-day, maybe
Okay.
2 10 days.
Okay. So she's been gone for a bit now.
She disappeared when the Irregulars went to the astral plane, which was about 2 10 days ago.
Yeah. Okay. So look, she disappeared 10 days ago, and I just got a sending that she is in trouble in the catacombs under the city.
Oh, fun. We get to go crawling through cataclysms.
Catacombs.
What?
Just follow my lead.
I'm gonna see if I have a spell that can sober her up.
Tunnels full of things you can punch.
Oh, or stab. Or
Yes.
hit really hard with my...
Not at the moment.
Well,
And knowing full well the way that things usually work, I'm sure she told you exactly how to get to where she's at, and there's no confusion whatsoever about, where exactly she is and what danger she currently faces, right?
That's the funniest joke I ever heard today, Faye.
I know. It's my skill.
Look, it was cryptic. Sendings only give you 25 words?
Of which she probably wasted 20 of them reassuring you she was perfectly fine.
Sorrow is
Actually,
currently passed
no.
out.
Yeah, we got
Sarah
that.
just slumps over on the table. Allie, you do happen to have a neutralized poison potion that you picked up on one of your travels.
Possibly. Let's go with yes.
I mean, if the DM says you do, you do.
Yeah, if you say I do, then I do.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so you need to check
moral
this now.
question is the moral question here is, do you deprive Sorrow of the transcendent drunkenness?
We promised her she
But
could
she
get
has
drunk
achieved.
afterwards. We promised her she
Yeah.
could get drunk afterwards. We need her semi-sober right now. At least sober enough that she can actually walk.
Fantastic. So you
I'll,
feed her this potion?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, just in case, I'll get like a flask of something from the bartender that we can take with us.
Okay, very good. Very good. A flask of strong liquor. Feel free to write that on
Yes.
the character sheet.
I will do that.
I'm sure
Okay.
this is not the first time I've poured one of these potions down Sorrow's throat.
More than likely not.
Sorrow, I hate to break it to you, but suddenly, not only are you not drunk, but you're not even hungover. It just all goes away.
Oh.
But this happens as they're hauling you out of the tavern, so you don't really have the opportunity to get more drink.
Hey, bartender, put everything I just
Oh.
had on Fane's tab.
My tab.
Door swings shut behind you. You are out in Westgate, the Westgate night. All right, so
I'll,
we'll cut a little bit ahead to when you are standing over you are standing at a very familiar grate behind the waterfall of the River Thun.
Watch out for the ladder here.
Yeah, there's a very slippery ladder here. Several people have fallen to their doom from this ladder, or at least to their hilarity.
well, other people's hilarity, they're doomed.
Exactly. Well, this is the place that Shae knows that leads into the tunnels.
All right, so we need to go.
So
in
you're all.
there
Yeah. Go ahead.
and we need to go in there and what did she say? Something about the Temple of the Hidden One?
Oh,
'Cause that's
you. What did she say? You're not even positive? That's the clue we have to go on?
she said to find the Temple of the Hidden One.
And you did research, of course, of what that exactly means, right?
I was in a rush, okay? Do I know what that is?
Make a religion check.
I will do that now. Let's see here. Oh, hey, guess what I actually have as a skill? Ooh, 24.
Like you're a cleric or something.
I know,
okay.
right?
The Temple of the Hidden One. You think that's a reference to the Hidden House, the temple to Ilira, the goddess of illusion.
Ah,
There is a Westgate legend that there is a temple to Ilira, the goddess of illusion and trickery, that moves under Westgate through the sewers and the tunnels.
okay.
That's about how much you know about it.
All right.
Supposedly, it is marked by Ilira's symbol, which is an inverted triangle filled with mist.
Okay. Well, it's a temple of Ilira, the goddess of illusion, trickery. Apparently it moves, which isn't going to make this easy, but it is marked by her holy symbol, the inverted triangle mist. So all we got to do is find that, and we're golden.
Of course. Fane has been down here before.
Oh, yeah.
However, since that's a moving thing, that really doesn't help a whole lot. Now, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It just makes it more fun.
More
No.
fun.
Fane and Shae are already arguing.
Okay.
Like those
Look.
two do not get along.
Holly is one of the best trackers that I know. So,
So you're going to track a temple.
That's an illusion.
That's an illusion.
hey, no one said the temple was an illusion, just that it moves.
Oh,
I'm
well,
better
that's
at
so much better.
tracking people. I don't normally come across temples that need to be tracked.
Well, you know what? You're what we have, okay?
Anyone know if this is an active temple or is it an abandoned temple for the goddess that may or may not have died 100 years ago?
No, I don't know. I would imagine it would be difficult to find for anybody. Unless we
And
know
the hidden part.
any of her followers rattling around the city.
See, that would make things a lot easier. Because then I
All
could
right,
just
What?
track
Do you
them.
know anybody?
No.
No.
I think I killed a guy with that symbol on his head.
Oh, well, that helps. Thanks.
Yeah, helpful.
Yeah, well.
So I was like, what do you want from me? This is what I do.
Yeah. I
Well,
feel like your sugar daddy is rubbing off on you too much, Sorrow.
Hey, he
So-
hasn't rubbed off on me in a while.
You know what? I did not need to know that.
so Shae and Fane are bantering back and forth with each other. Sorrow was waxing philosophical about people she's killed and or boned. And-
Both.
or both. And
both.
Holly is like, your ears perk up and you hear voices echoing down the tunnel that is behind the grate. The grate is open. Whoever last came through this grate left the grate open. They were more worried about the ladder than the grate. So
Fair.
you shush everybody.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Nice. That is a 25.
Very, very perceptive of you. So you can make out the voices and what they're saying. And there's one kind of raspy, slightly oily voice. He sounds exactly like Peter Stormare from the Constantine movie. You know, when he played Lucifer.
Lucifer, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
God.
saying, that went a little faster than I expected, but you know, everything is well that ends well. Don't you agree, Sebastian? And there's this reply that's kind of a whimper that you can't really make out. And then he says, yes. Come along. We will lure her into a trap. This way, down the tunnel. That's what you hear.
So, do you guys want the good news or the bad news first? Or the fun
From
news?
you, is there really a difference?
Well, the fun news is that I'm pretty sure someone's trying to lure Shae into a trap. The good news is I don't think they know Shae has friends with her. And the bad news is I'm pretty sure someone was getting tortured, so we should probably go and help them.
Help
Help
Whoa,
the
let's be
person
clear.
getting tortured to not be tortured is what I mean, Faye.
All right.
No, we're not. Yeah, we're not going to help.
Help whom?
I agree we should go help one of them.
We should go and make sure the person getting tortured is no longer getting tortured and not in the way that involves them dying.
You are way too goody two-shoes, lady.
Thank you.
I'm just imagining, by the way,
This is a compliment.
that both Thane and Shae rounded and said "what" at the same time.
What? So just out of character for a second, I built the character sheets for 3 of our players this evening, and I wrote character relationships for those people based on how those people would view those people. So you all have different notes about the people in the party based on what you think. Like Fane's notes are, these are these people, these are the keys to manipulating them. And Sorrow's notes are mostly like, this person fucking sucks. Kind of thing.
That's great.
It was very helpful.
I do love it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we should go help this person.
You're heading into the tunnel.
I'm going to be sneaky.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth
Let's be
check,
quiet.
please. In fact, I want the party to make a stealth check. So everyone make a stealth check. And, if everyone gets above a certain number, then you all succeed.
Oh, that was terrible. That's only 16.
Oh,
24.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh my God.
So this enormous belch,
Did you fall down the ladder?
this enormous belch goes echoing through the tunnels.
well, I got a
Oh, it's for
25, but it doesn't help much.
I think the 3 of us will do just fine.
All right. Well, the majority of the party did succeed. So, other than this enormous belt going through the tunnels, which, like, you're all sneaking along, and then Sorrow does her thing.
Like a foghorn.
And then there's a pause. You all stand there. You stare at Sorrow, and then you hear a voice from behind say, from farther down the tunnel, Was that the Quelzarn? Nonsense, boy. Everyone knows the Quelzarn's not real. Come along. All right. So
Okay.
you succeeded on not drawing too much attention to yourselves.
Too much.
All the sneaky people and then Sorrow.
Right.
Which is fitting.
It's like
to
old
be fair.
times.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm going to pull out my packed weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
This golden glowing sword.
Yep.
I'll draw my rapier and just kind of keep slinking through the tunnel.
I'll distance myself as far as I can on the opposite side of the tunnel and just act like they're not here.
Things like weapons. So barbaric. Okay. Holly, are you changing your stance anyway?
Yeah, I'll probably not enough room for a longbow, so I'll just get a short bow.
Okay. You have both a longbow and a short bow?
Yeah. They're
Awesome.
in my quiver.
All right.
Magic
does
quivers
Holly
are
have
amazing.
Does Holly has a magic quiver? Yes?
Yeah.
Like a quiver of Ilana, is that what it is?
That's what she's got.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, Holly, who is she's wearing this little quiver, just pulls this bow out of her quiver and just no problem. All right. So you're stalking along through the sewer. You come to a large chamber, which is partly collapsed. Like it looks like it was originally a much larger, expansive chamber. It smells really foul in here. Like numerous bodies have been melted in here. Somewhat ago, maybe a month ago. It smells like rot and death.
Oh yeah.
You can thank Cecilia for all of that death. And it is partly caved in. You see the remnants of a statue of some sort of divine figure standing in the midst of the chamber. Only its legs and part of its lower body are left.
Oh God, we're under the part of the city that collapsed. Oh.
And before the statue, you see a man of maybe indeterminate middle years. He has kind of dark hair, although he's like going mostly bald on the top, so it's just around the sides with a little bit of gray on the sides. He looks like Peter Stormare. And then a much more handsome, kind of spindly, thin, gaunt fellow next to him, much younger, maybe in his early 20s or so. And the wizard is casting a ritual of some kind. They don't appear to have noticed you.
Wizards.
Now we can just keep Sorrow that way.
Hey.
Can I recognize what it is he's casting it
Don't
on?
mess this up for us, Sorrow. Okay. Can you recognize what he's doing? Make an Arcana check.
Ooh, only an 11.
You got an 11?
Yeah.
It's some kind of conjuring ritual. Anyone else want to try?
Clearly, we need to stop that, whatever it is.
No.
Shae has never been up on arcane nonsense.
I know we
All
can't
right.
trust Sorrow for that.
Hey, I am a warlock. Thank you very much. Fine, I will make a roll and I will get a 7.
That's magic. Sorrow says authoritatively.
At least it wasn't a natural one again.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What magic?
Like he's doing something.
Yeah. How far away is he?
He's about 20 feet from you or so. This was originally a much larger chamber, but now it is mostly collapsed. So there's just a little bit of chamber where you are. He doesn't seem to have noticed you though. You're behind cover and basically hidden from him.
Okay.
I'm going to guess that this guy is probably way out of our league because I know that at least 3 of the people in this party are worthless. So,
Well, oh wow, that's a very
At least.
number
Yeah.
one. That is fairly a reasonable metagaming assumption to make, and 2, that is very much something Fane would say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
so
She is hardest on herself, after all.
Obviously, Holly is the one she doesn't think is
Okay.
useless.
of course.
So, as he is conducting this ritual, he is saying, "You couldn't have stayed with them longer. You had to get some cleric to restore some of your memory. I'm disappointed in you, boy. But then
Is
again,
that the voice I
I can
heard
always
before?
adapt my plans."
You know, I don't
Is that
think
the
I like
voice I heard before?
Yeah, it's the same voice.
I don't think I like
It's a
this
little
guy.
clearer now.
Let's go kill him. Can we go kill him now?
No, this is the one who's setting the trap for Shae.
Well, then we
And-
should go
Well,
kill
then
him.
we should definitely kill him.
And Shae, you then hear him say something very consequential, which is, "When my wayward daughter comes this way, I shall entrap her once again, and you shall watch, just as you did before, you loathsome boy."
Oh, I don't think this trap is for me.
For then.
Are you sure?
No.
Could be your father, right?
No. I don't have a human father. What the? Anyway.
You don't have any human blood? What are you
Yeah. What are you
for?
doing? What are you, ugh.
Just
Anyway.
because you are a mutt. Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I think that's no. I got a message from Cecilia a while back that her father was going to be in town. I think that might be him. This
And
has nothing
Cecilia
to do with us.
is.
One of the current irregulars.
Oh.
Half elf, witch of Rashomon, kind of surly.
Do I know this person? I probably don't know this person.
Oh, you do.
Fane, you do know Cecilia. In fact, you were kind of rivals with Cecilia in a way. You have a lot in common. And you love trolling Cecilia. But at the same time, you recognize that Cecilia is very powerful, and if something scares her, then it's worth being cautious around. So Sorrow, who is, adjusting her attire, getting ready to charge in and chop this guy's head off, you may be like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, you said I could kill something. Come on now.
My D20 just rolled across the room.
Oh, no.
You can go fetch it. All right, Shae isn't watching, everyone. Go Team Evil. All right, evil is kind of an exaggeration. You're just a hard chaotic neutral.
Yes. Okay. Very chaotic neutral.
Exactly. So
I'm still watching. I have faith that you can be the best person you can be.
Holly is obviously chaotic good, neutral good.
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sarah's getting ready to approach. Fane's like, wait. Lazar, so it is Lazar, the warlock of Rashomon, is casting the spell, and abruptly you see a mist spread around him, around where he's casting his ritual, and then it resolves into a doorway. And this doorway, which should lead into just rubble, is instead leading into a open corridor.
Oh,
and he says, finally, come along, Sebastian. And he just hauls the kid along. He doesn't actually touch him. He just kind of like moves his hand as though he is pulling an invisible chain around his neck. And the boy just kind of like, and then follows along behind him. And they go through the doorway into the stone chamber.
How far away is this from us?
About 20, 25 feet. Within easy movement.
Okay. So Fane is definitely moving forward to try to get to that door before it closes.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Does everyone want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Great. Magic portals.
Perfect.
Off
All right,
we go.
you all pass through the doorway, and you are abruptly elsewhere. The stone of this corridor is incredibly different from the sewers of Westgate. It is kind of like a golden brown stone, and it looks precisely carved. Not like the rough-hewn sewers that you just came from. You think that if you measured it, you would find that it was exact. The dimensions were exact. At the same time, it's not entirely square. In fact, it is a pentagon. So there's like a floor, and then the walls bow outward and then meet up at the top again. This is the shape of.
Oh, were we trying to be stealthy? Sorry, the dust got in my nose.
And there's a faint mist floating through the corridor, but you do not see Lazar, and you do not see the other young man that he was carting around, whose name is Sebastian, based on the words that you overheard.
Do I see any markings? Anything like, say, a inverted triangle with some mist in the middle of it?
Yes, in fact. You see an inverted triangle with mist in it on one of the walls.
Well,
actually on both of the walls, to your right and to your left.
Okay.
You're in a
we're in the
chamber
right
that
place.
is 20 feet by 20 feet and is kind of in a pentagonal shape.
So we found the hidden temple. Now what?
This feels
There's a
improbable.
There's a corridor leading from one end of that chamber.
I'm wondering where the people were we were following.
Yeah.
That's a good
Unless
question.
they suddenly moved a lot faster.
What are the chances that these random weirdos that we'd find down here would just walk right into the temple?
Well,
It does seem like it was scripted to happen this way, but don't ask too many questions.
Maybe it is a trap for you, Shae. Maybe we just walked right into a trap. In which case, let's kill people.
I mean, one of
Hard
the best
chaotic
ways.
ritual. Hard chaotic ritual.
I mean, one of the best ways to break a trap is to trigger it in the first place.
Well, exactly.
So-
If you know it's a trap, then you can turn it to your advantage.
Good idea. Holly, go trigger it.
I think we just did.
Anyway, we seem to be in the right place, however improbable that might be. So,
Ever contrived.
I'm
yeah.
gonna look behind us and see if the portal we just came through is still there.
It is fading into the mist.
Ah, crap.
And then it is gone, and you are in the pentagonal chamber.
Look,
Oh,
however we came to be here, this is the right place. We should keep an eye out for those other two, but they're not why we're here.
All right, fair.
They are not my priority right now. It's just a straight hallway. No, do we see any doors or anything leading off? Or
No, it looks like it goes down. You all have dark vision of some kind,
yeah, some kind.
60 foot or more.
60 foot.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that it is very dark in this area. There's no illumination, just the mist floating around. It has this faint golden glow to it, but it's otherwise darkness. And the corridor extends about 40 feet from the chamber, and then turns to the right. The corridor is 10 feet wide. And again, it is that pentagon shape, not
Okay.
square.
you know what I think? I think I should have used the chamber pot before we left. I had way
God.
too much to drink. So,
Does anybody
know,
know the prestidigitation ritual?
I mean,
I'll be over here in the corner. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Star spots
sure,
in the corner.
defile the temple. Okay. I'm going to go scout ahead. Let's go scout.
I'll come with you. I'll come with you.
I'm going to stand to the side and watch those two.
All
Definitely not Sorrow. I'm not watching Sorrow.
Anyway, I'm gonna start moving down along the hallway, just kind of keeping a slow, easy pace. Keeping my
So,
senses open.
yeah.
And I'll be right behind her.
To the right, after
Okay.
40 feet. And then it seems to extend another 30 feet before it comes to some steps that lead down.
Okay.
You see faint illumination, which is kind of picked up in the mist. The light filters through and reflects off the particles. So you think there's a source of light farther down the corridor.
Okay. Well, I'll keep moving. Inch down the stairs.
Okay.
Best to, and try not to make too much noise.
I'm trying to follow, keeping kind of an equidistance between where Shae is going and keeping the muscle back there, at least within sight for now.
Sorrow is having a good long pee.
Figures.
She's going,
What she does best.
oh, yeah. Like, you neutralized the poison, but there was still a lot of liquid there.
There.
16
So, yeah.
on stealth.
16 on your stealth? Okay. So you get to the top of the stairs, and you were looking down, and you see that the stairs, maybe about 10 feet of horizontal distance, and then the corridor turns to the right after another 10 feet, and it also continues with a much shorter, much more narrow corridor into another set of stairs that seem to be coming down to that same area. Much larger set of stairs. So there's a corridor to the right, and also a narrow corridor that continues straight from where you are. And you can see a set of stairs leading up from that corridor. You can faintly hear whispered voices from down the corridor to your right. And now that you are closer to the source of the light, you can see that it is moving slightly, and you think that it might be like torches that are shedding this light that's filtering up this direction.
Okay. Are the voices getting further away? Are they getting closer?
No.
Is it?
It
No.
seem kind of static.
Okay.
Maybe sentries.
Okay. If only there were others here that knew thieves can't. Okay.
Fane, behind you, Sorrow is still making these just very, very uncomfortable sounds. Just like, oh, yeah. Oh, it's all coming out. Was that one of my kidneys? All right.
Whew, don't go back there. Trust me.
Yeah, finally, she has relieved herself.
Sorry about that. What did I miss?
You're lucky you're useful. Get up that way.
Do you join the other girls at the stairs?
Stairs. Right. Stairs.
All right, yeah. There's a set of stairs that's leading down slightly. The corridor goes off to the right, and the corridor also continues forward, although it narrows to being about 5 feet wide. It looks like that part of the corridor is like a more natural corridor rather than carved.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, what do you think? Should we? And I kind of motion to the right corridor. I hear voices, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be where we need to go.
Well, if there's voices, that means that there's someone there to kill. So, you know.
Exactly. That's why you're going to stay here right now.
Hey.
And Shae, why don't you go forward and see what we're up against now that we're at least all here again?
Yeah.
And Holly, you want to take a peek down the other way?
it disappears into the darkness.
Yep.
I can always put the torches.
You all saw that, right? She's gone.
Yeah, Spanish. What's that Underdark thing?
Gotta love Zoom sometimes, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to put the torches out?
We had torches.
No.
No, there are torches up ahead. Open your eyes.
Be helpful. That could be helpful.
Holly, why don't you go down the
you've
natural
frozen.
corridor there, 20 feet or so, and see what you see. See if it maybe leads around this.
Did someone cast hold person on Shae?
I think so.
Shae's internet has paused for a second.
Okay, I'm going to sneak down to the other set of stairs and see where they're going to.
Okay. So when you head into that corridor, it's kind of a tight fit, and you have to turn sideways and squeeze your way through. By the way, happy November 7th and 7th Day. I just wanted to, shout out to all my fellow Mass Effect fans out there. Anyway, so it's kind of a narrow fit. You're kind of squeezing your way through. Fortunately, Holly is not as big and muscular as, say, Sorrow is. and not quite as, endowed as, say, Sorrow is. And so it's a bit easier for you to dexterously slip your way through. Oh, I see. Our video kind of flipped out for a second.
We lost Shae.
Yeah, my internet went weird.
All right. Let's pause for a second. Make sure everything's okay. So for the audience, Yang Yang, who is, he plays Stong, and he is also our resident tech wizard, is on hand to make sure everything keeps flowing okay. So if he hasn't cut in and said, oh, hold on, everything is all messed up, I mean, which it obviously is, but I'm sure he'll fix it at some
I
quick
think he did already.
point. You think he did already? Okay, great.
Mhm.
It's funny because I'm watching the Twitch stream, but the Twitch stream is slightly time delayed. So whenever I address something, it doesn't really match up chronologically. All right. Anyway, so
All right.
slipping through that narrow tunnel, you find that it comes to a T junction before it gets to the stairs. So there's the path you came from. There's a path that leads up this narrow set of stairs, 5 feet wide. There are also 2 paths that go in perpendicular directions, to your left and to your right, leading into other corridors that are 5 feet wide or so. You can hear faint scratching sounds from the corridor to your left. From the corridor to your right, you hear more kind of echoing, faint voices. You can hear them a little bit better here, actually. Make me a perception check, please.
Who's making the perception check?
Holly is.
Holly.
Oh.
You guys enjoying the dungeon crawl stuff?
Yeah, dungeon crawls are
Westgate
fun.
Irregulars game is rarely dungeon crawly. It's often more kind of like RP heavy and stuff, but
Well, they tried to drop the city on themselves when they dungeon crawl. So
it's true. They did throw a vampire at a load-bearing statue and broke the statue,
Wow.
collapsing part of the city on themselves.
That seems a good use for a vampire.
Seriously, watch the previous episodes. They are amazing. All right.
absolutely.
Holly, what'd you get? 16.
16.
Okay. One of them is saying, gods, I don't really like that Lazar. I can't see what the Duke, I can't understand what the Count sees in him exactly. He didn't say Duke, he said Count. I don't see what the Count sees in him. I don't understand why. Ours is not to question. The Count is our master, and we have to follow his commandments. And the other one says, yeah, but allying with that foreign wizard like that, I don't know. Quiet. He might be hearing you. Hears a lot, And then they just kind of fall silent again. It's obviously 2 sentries having that conversation.
Okay, and they were
to your right,
to my right.
which is the same direction that the corridor had continued if you continued along the 10-foot corridor.
So it would look
It's just
like,
kind of parallel to that corridor, a little farther on.
so I'd guess that it's the same one.
Yeah, you think that these might be the same sort of faint voices that you heard before.
Okay, so I'll back up a bit to get back to the others.
Okay.
I think this one, when it goes to the right, links up with that one anyway, which might be better for Sora because I don't think she's gonna be able to fit the way I went.
You calling me fat?
No, I'm calling me little.
Oh.
Good answer.
Do we know a count of anywhere down here at all?
Count?
Who has lots of minions?
Not sure of the internal politics after the Duchess of Darkness was wiped out. Possible a count stepped in instead.
Fane,
Yeah,
you
then
want to make a history check, please?
The night masks do seem fond of using titles of nobility.
Shae, you can make a history check too.
Yeah, 19.
Okay.
19, okay. Let's see what Shae got.
Let's see. Only a 12.
Okay. 12 is sufficient to know that, right? Fane, you remember that the Night Court, which was driven from Westgate essentially when you were born, a century ago, was organized into the Night King, several dukes and duchesses, and several counts and countesses. These folk, if they are indeed night masks, which I imagine is probably your guess, might be talking about a member of the Night Court who is a count.
Okay.
So it seems pretty logical that these folk might be night masks.
They were talking about a count being allied to Lazar.
Lazar is the name of Cecilia's father.
Yes, Lazar is the name of Cecilia's father, definitely.
So was that the creepy guy who opened the portal that we kind of snuck through after him?
That's our best
That
guess.
seems to be the case,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. So he's allied with someone called a count, and the count's minions aren't too happy about it, but are doing it because their boss said so.
So can we kill them?
They're night masks, so go for
Sorrow,
it.
always bringing up the most practical solution.
However, before we just rush in and start bashing heads, are we sure there's not a little quieter way to get done what we need to do?
If you wanted quiet, you shouldn't have brought me along.
No, I brought you along in case I don't need quiet later on, but that doesn't mean we should be first.
Hey, you didn't bring me along. Shae brought me along.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Hey,
Okay.
she came looking for me.
Anyway.
You were just there.
Hey,
Whatever you say.
has taught Sorrow the invisibility spell, I believe.
Oh,
So you do know that spell. So you can be subtle for short periods of time.
That's not quiet.
But look, as I said, I could put the torches out. If they're using torches, they probably can't see in the dark like we can.
Which is
Fair.
absolutely fair. And I can use the darkness to slip close and shank.
I want to shank somebody.
Oh, you're going to. Don't worry about it. Holly, why don't you go down the little side passage there and get as close as you can. We'll get as close as we can quietly without being seen or heard.
So,
I mean, I'm going to need to be able to see them to be able to put the torches out.
who put you in charge, Fane?
Our mutual boss did, of course.
No. This is Shae's deal. Shae was in charge. She's the one.
And if I recall, the last time we worked together, you caused us to crash a tower into the Shadowfell. So,
Well, that was kind of Nia's fault as well.
they're both culpable.
That was cool.
I'm not going to argue there. I'm not going to argue there at all.
I mean, it's not every day you get to see a tower crash, but still.
All right,
It's not
so-
every. Let's not go into why Nia crashed the tower, shall we?
So Doug doesn't know this story because I didn't tell him the story, but
Fane wouldn't either, though.
Fane had a relationship with one of their other friends, a sorceress named Nia,
Who
who
was steering the tower? Yeah.
was steering a flying tower, and Fane decided to distract her in that
Very
way that
distracting.
Fane does best.
Yes.
And then the tower crashed into the city of Gloomrot in the Shadowfell. So
Perfectly reasonable.
perfectly reasonable. It seemed like a good idea at the time. And In some ways, it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look, mistakes were made.
many mistakes were made.
Okay,
Anyway,
but
I like the
keep bringing that up, and it's just like we're all past that. That was years ago. All right. So
anyway.
all right. So you're working out a thing where you're gonna try and ambush these sentries. Yes.
Well, that's my suggestion, but obviously I'm not in charge.
That's what we're doing, yes. Well, that was
Very
my
wise.
plan the whole time. Okay, fine, whatever.
Take credit. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, of
Anyway.
the 4 of us, how many of us do you consider expendable there, Fane?
Well,
I'm pretty sure the answer is everyone but her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
3, yes.
this entire mission's expendable otherwise.
One odd thing about
I'm honestly,
in her natural form, Fane has 6 fingers on each hand.
Inherited that from my father.
That's right.
honestly, I'm still not entirely sure why she's here. She hates Ilira, but I'm not going to say no to help. So, Holly, do your thing.
Okay, so I'm going to sneak around to where I can see the torches and use the Druidcraft cantrip to just snuff them out.
Okay. So I'll describe what you see as you go closer. So you sneak through that corridor. Make a stealth check, please.
$11.
11. Okay. Make a perception check.
20.
Okay. So as you're sneaking through that corridor, it kind of sneaks around to your left, and then it comes to a larger opening of a room. But there's an alcove, and you notice the alcove just before you step in front of it. And in that alcove is a statue. And this statue is of a cloaked and veiled woman. She's wearing multiple veils over her face. And she's standing with this pose kind of like this. And just being close to it kind of like wigs you out a little bit. You're just like, oh, I don't know about this. And you pause before you step into the area in front of that alcove. And you think that there's some sort of trap there. You're not entirely sure what it is, but you have learned from long experience to trust your instincts. Beyond, you can see the larger chamber, and you see the two sentries with their torches, and they're leaning close to each other to have this conversation about Lazar and circumstances that are going on. So you can see them. You can use Druidcraft to extinguish the torches from here if you want to. The larger room that they are in appears to be some kind of prison. Like there are multiple cells that are sealed with barred doors. 7 of them, to be precise, 3 on each side, and then there's a short corridor that leads to a 7th. And these sentries appear to be guarding that prison. The main corridor that you were following before, you're not sure where that would come out. You think it would come out like behind a couple of the cells on the north side of the prison.
And that's the corridor the others are following.
Right. Okay, so you others following that corridor, you are following the corridor and it just opens up into this prison room. And you're not sure exactly how. It looks like there's a wall between two cells that just meets up with your corridor, and like half the corridor goes into one cell and half goes into the other cell. It's like there should be a wall there, but there isn't, which is really strange. There are prisoners in several of the cells who are lying there languishing in their imprisonment and sorrow, right? I'll show you sorrow. Okay. And there's one in one of the two cells that your corridor heads into, and that prisoner appears to be despondently sitting in the cell without realizing that it's connected to a corridor that you're in. So, what would you like to do?
Well,
my notebook in case you want to roll initiative.
Since I am just trusting that these guys are gonna come out in the corridor at some point, I will not go any further because I am not triggering any trap, but I will put those torches out and see what happens.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this, but
Oh, so do I, but let's go for it.
So you cast your spell. How does it manifest? Do you like draw the fires to yourself and then they extinguish in your hands? Do they just wink out? What happens?
I will just close my fist and they just fold in on themselves.
Okay, so it's like the flame is in your hand and you just close your hand around it and the flame just winks out. And then the other one. Okay.
And then the other one.
So one winks out and the guard goes, what? And then the other one winks out and the guard goes, huh, what? And then they're in the darkness. So now you hear the sound of slightly panicked voices.
And time to charge.
I would like to shadow jump over to where they are.
One of them says, put your mask on, mask on. And okay, so roll initiative. So Yang Yang is out getting coffee. So in case anything goes wrong, we'll just have to live with it until he gets back, which is perfectly fine.
He's back.
Oh, is he back?
Yep.
Of course he's back. Yang Yang, you can go get coffee. It's fine. All right. Okay, we're good. Okay, so sorrow.
And a 9.
Okay. Holly.
22.
22. Okay. Fane.
12.
And Shae.
Sadly, only 13.
Okay, that's fine. Holly, you go first. So you've just cast your Druidcraft. They seem to be kind of confused for a second. What would you like to do? You have kind of a clear shot on them. If you want to fire your, loose an arrow from the corridor, that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to go closer.
It means I don't have to walk past this statue, so I will just, I'll just shoot at them.
The benefits of being a ranger.
Absolutely.
That's rarely brought up on our stream, the benefits of being a ranger. Anyway. We talk a lot of trash about rangers. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Not within Holly's hearing. Holly will set us all to rights.
Absolutely. So the first one was a 13.
Okay. That arrow goes wide, doesn't hit one of them. It just kind of scrapes along their one of their shoulders and just kind of bounces off like they're wearing leather armor or something. And then it goes, huh? What?
And the other one was a 16.
Okay, that one hits. So you land a solid arrow.
Okay, so that is a 7 damage.
Okay. So you hit one of the sentries for 7 damage. Okay. Shae. So you're gonna shadow dance next.
I am
to
going
one
to
of the
shadow
sentries?
dance next to one of the sentries. Yes.
All right. So you can see them through this invisible wall, essentially.
Mhm.
It provides no barrier. You're going from an area of dim light or darkness to another area of dim light or darkness. So you just appear next to one or next to both. They're standing like 5 feet apart, so they're not right next to each other.
I will appear like behind the rearmost one,
Okay.
and then I will stab with my rapier.
And because you shadow dance, you have advantage on this attack.
I do. Okay.
For the audience's benefit, Shae is built using some of my shadow dancer mechanics, which are in my forthcoming Westgate campaign guide. It's a little bit like the Path of the Shadow Monk, but more roguish. So it's like the equivalent of a rogue, and it draws upon the 3rd edition prestige class. So, all right, what do we got?
All right. I got a 23.
Oh, well, that definitely hits.
And I believe I can sneak attack, yes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm trying to figure out which of these dice is the D6 because they're all weirdly shaped.
It's
Where?
it's this one.
Oh, the one that looks like a fireball. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. And then
Have y'all seen the Fireball D6s? Those are awesome.
they are.
There was some company that made dice that were shaped like wizard spells that use those dice. Like, so you had Magic Missile D4s and like Fireball D6s.
Yeah, that's what these are.
Yeah,
neat.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Those
Yeah.
are awesome.
Yeah. My wizard set.
Here. And
My
I still
wizard
add,
sets because Allie's got the other one.
do I still add strength? Strength.
It's dexterity.
Dexterity. Ooh.
Yep.
6, 11,
Assuming you're attacking with a finesse weapon like your rapier.
16. Yeah. On. So that would be 5. So the base damage from the weapon itself would be 10 regular and 6 radiant, and then I'm going to do the sneak attack damage, which is 6, 10, 14, and then another 17 from sneak attack.
Oh my god. So let me get this straight. You've done a total of 40 damage to this guy. You run him through.
I think he got the point.
Yeah,
He got the point. Straight to the solar plexus.
just this flicker of silver fire along the blade in the darkness as it just erupts from the guy's sternum.
And he goes down. The other guard freaks out quite a bit. All right.
Blood on him.
Fane, your turn.
Okay.
Unless Shae, you were going to take some other action. You still have a
I'm
lead
good.
action, I believe. Okay.
I do, but I think I'm good for now.
All right. Fane.
Okay. Seeing a rapier appear through the middle of the guy's chest, I'm going to go ahead and use my agonizing blast. 2 of them are on the other guard.
Okay.
Of which that is a 22 and a 19.
All right. Those both hit.
Let's see, that is 15, 34.
Wow. Okay. That sentry is still up, but he, like your blasts, like one strikes him in the shoulder and knocks him reeling, and the other strikes him, in the midsection, and he doubles over, and he's just coughing, and he's like, where? Under attack. He's kind of trying to choke out, and he starts fleeing toward the southern passage. You see another narrow passage leading off to the south. Kind of
So that's not the one I'm in.
Yeah, it's opposite where you're coming from. You're coming from the north, essentially, and he's headed toward the south. He's just
I'm going to correction. It was 24, not 34. I just math bad.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Sorrow.
Is he within range of a Misty Step? Can I Misty Step over to him?
Yeah, if you move and Misty Step, you can get to him.
Okay, so I'm going to move, Misty Step, and then Thirsting Blade lets me do.
You can appear between him and Salvation if you like.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do Thirsting Blade to make 2 attacks with my Pact Blade. So I'm going to fire you. I want to throw you in the microwave.
Man, that's a fate worse than death for a die.
Yeah.
Watch it melt.
So it was I rolled a 3. It's a 13. Does that hit?
13 misses.
Okay. Second attack.
No.
Maybe you should be drunk.
Yeah, apparently, because that was a 12. God.
Are you doing reckless attack?
Oh.
Remember, as a barbarian, you can do that.
Oh, right. Reckless attack. What does that do?
Gives you advantage on attacks, but grants advantage to attacks against you.
Well, then, yes, I will do that on that first attack.
Excellent. So those will be your rolls for the first attack. So you can go ahead and roll for your second attack.
Okay, so we have a 20.
Well, that hits.
Okay, in that case.
Is that a modified 20 or a natural 20?
Modified 20.
Okay, that hits.
And that'll be 16 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. All right. So he starts to flee. You appear in front of him. And he runs into you because he can't see in the dark. He runs into you, bounces off your extremely muscular frame.
And
you swing at him, and he somehow manages to dodge that first hit, and then you take him out with your second. So what happens? Do you
he sees the
head off? Yeah, you take his head off.
Right. His head goes rolling down the corridor.
There you go. All right. You are now in that pitch black chamber with faint mist floating around you.
All right.
That was exciting. I think I need to find another chamber pot. Sorry, got excited. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a trap right in front of me, so I'm going to double back and join you guys the way you came.
And I am going to start looking at the people in the cages, in the cells.
Okay.
I'll start on the other side looking at the cells.
So the battle was very quick. It didn't produce a lot of extended shouting and, so several of the people who were imprisoned have woken up from their imprisoned slumber and are now looking around in the pitch black. One of them is like feeling around at the cell bars. Fane, you're still standing in the corridor because you shot your Eldritch Blast basically through the cell door and hit the night mask. So one of the prisoners is standing there and like feeling at the cell door that you just shot your blast through. But like you have a clear line of sight to this person. Like there's a 5-foot gap easily between the wall and the cell wall coming at you. But the prisoner doesn't seem to be aware of this opening. Like, as far as you can tell, the prisoner thinks that the space is completely closed off.
Right.
Shae, you have dark vision, so you can see that these are just kind of normal people, merchants. Several of them look to be kind of like wealthy. You can tell that their hands are uncalloused. They haven't worked a lot, right? Those kind of people. There are a couple of laborers who are also here. There is one cell which is to the east, or to the west, sorry, to the west, that is somewhat removed from this chamber. But that cell, the door is open and the cell itself is empty.
Okay.
That cell has a pallet in it and like a basin for washing. It seems to be a fairly like higher class cell than the others.
VIP.
Yeah, the one where you put someone you might vaguely like.
Yeah.
All right.
2 sentries are both dead. You have filleted them very effectively. One on your sword, one on Sorrow's sword.
But I don't recognize anybody in these.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, they look like Westar people native to the city.
Yeah.
One is a Shao person. But otherwise they're just kind of, humans.
Yeah. Well, for their benefit, I will use one of my cantrips, Dancing Lights, just to conjure some light sources so that they can see what's going on.
So balls of light. What color is the light?
Kind of a silvery color.
Okay, silvery light appear and start floating around the prison room.
Ooh, I knew I shouldn't have had whiskey and eggs for breakfast.
I'll when the light's there, when the light source is there, so that they can see me and see the others, I'll kind of try to find like a mechanism on the door, locks, anything like that. If the guards have keys or something.
There are locks, and the guards do have a ring of keys. So
okay,
you can open one of the doors. Or
Fan saying, Shae, what are you doing? We didn't come for them.
No, we didn't, but they might have information.
So ask them.
Also, it's just the nice thing to do, Fane. Sometimes people do that. As I think I'm probably doubled back and behind her now.
Holly appears out of the darkness behind Fane. Sometimes you might do nice things.
Meanwhile, Shae's just like, they could be a distraction.
Okay, that I'll buy. The nice things, not so much.
I'll open the door though. It's like, hey, how did you all get down here?
Okay, so we'll say you interact with the Shao prisoner, and she says, "Oh, the Night Mass abducted me and brought me down here. I don't know why. Maybe the business deals that I have. I don't know. I have a certain amount of coin, but I'm no one important."
So would someone pay us if we brought you back?
No, she just said she's unimportant.
Well, maybe somebody might ransom me if you take me to Naikata. She'll pay for me. She'll protect me. Yes.
Okay,
yes, the Goto clan protects its own.
Okay,
yes.
so we won't kill her.
No,
I'll give you that much.
Any of them, sorry.
Anyway,
the other prisoners tell you kind of similar stories, like the Night Mass abducted them. They don't really know why, but they're here. No one has asked them or demanded any kind of ransom or anything.
Has anyone here remember how you got here that doesn't involve magic?
We were hooded.
So no. Okay, got it.
Have you seen anyone else down here?
An elven woman, tall, black hair, dresses in black.
They look around at each other confused, and then one of them, the Shao woman again, says, there was an elven woman who she points to like the VIP cell. Who, yes, they kept her prisoner for a while, and after a time, they took her elsewhere. There was a wizard, an enchanter of some kind, who went to speak with her, and then they left together, and that's all I really know about
Did
it.
they go down that way or to the south one?
Yes, she points to the southern corridor where the Night Mass was attempting to flee.
Wait, did we loot the guards? I'm gonna loot the guards.
Not yet.
Thara
but-
loots the guards. Okay, so each of them has a like a black domino mask that they were wearing, actually, because they're on the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking
And a few coins, not a lot, like 20 gold pieces worth of various coins. Each of them had a short sword and a dagger. One of them had a hand crossbow, and a ring of keys, which you've used to open the cells.
Yeah.
Okay, taking the masks just in case.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
They
going to
don't appear to be magical. They appear to be just kind of like status symbols, like I'm part of the gang. I have a mask.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
one or two of us could use them to, I don't know, do something sneaky.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one that was in the cell.
Hey, I'm just saying that because it's been, you know, that sometimes night masks have masks that allow them to commune with other night masks wearing those masks. So these are not
the
magical.
Shae woman said that the wizard was an enchanter.
That's what she said.
All
Was he
right.
by himself or did he have someone with him?
He was
Greasy
by
looking dude?
himself. Yes, like his hair was slicked back in a very unappealing way that he probably thought was appealing. You know the type.
Yeah, I know the type. All right.
He had a darker complexion, and he was obviously foreign. Not from Westgate, not from the Dragon Coast.
That sounds like our portal guy with the other dude on a leash.
Probably.
But he was by himself. He didn't have anyone else with him.
Can any of you defend yourselves?
To defend ourselves from what?
Well,
If
you
any
know,
more of
Do you know
these-
how to use
But
weapons?
the Shae woman looks at the others like disgusted by their kind of like weakness. And she's like, I know how to use weapons.
well,
I point
The
to the
armor from the
bodies.
guards.
Take their stuff. Defend yourselves.
She goes and
'cause,
picks up one of the short swords.
And I will say, don't just don't go running off, but don't basically follow us at a fair distance.
No.
Because
Actually,
we're probably going to
I-
be getting into trouble.
I think it'd be a good
that
idea for them
probably
to go that way.
I think it would probably be safer for them to stay here actually.
yeah. I tossed the
All right.
crossbow to one of the other ones and just point and shoot at anybody.
Merchant catches it. He's like,
Let's see,
And
point
look,
and shoot at anybody that's not us.
right.
Black.
if you do have
Absolutely.
to leave,
He looks up at you. He's like, absolutely, my lady.
if you do have to leave, don't take that corridor. Take, and I point to the one that I'm pretty sure is trapped. Take that other one we just came through. If you
So you point at the larger corridor, the 10-foot wide corridor, and from this angle, it looks like the walls are solid.
Now, that's what I was going to experiment with. I can
Like, you
step
don't see
in,
the
I can
corner.
step out. I can step
Yeah.
in, I can step out.
That's right. The wall is an illusionary wall.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we are
You
in
show them the illusion.
Ilira's temple.
And so the prisoner who was imprisoned in that particular cell, like, goes up and puts his hand through the wall, and he's like, "Oh gods, damn it!
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?"
long was he in that
Goddamn
cell?
delusions.
He was in here for a month.
What other walls are not real? He just goes around feeling at the walls.
Well, I'm sure that'll keep them entertained for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, regardless, stay here, come with us, try to find your way out on your own. I don't care. I need to find out where they took the elven lady. So if you don't know where that is,
But they
I need
said
to
that
move on.
corridor.
Well, they should stay here so they don't get in our way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Head them
That's also
back
fair.
out the illusionary wall the way we came. I'm sure there's an exit somewhere down that way.
We don't want them
That
to
could
get
be-
lost. If we want to ransom,
Why
we need
not?
to be able to find them again.
No. They're more dangerous to us being anywhere near us.
Hey.
They're going to wander in and make this big belching sound or whatever
They're
else.
gonna stay right here. We're gonna come back for them, and we're gonna get paid for bringing them back.
We'll see how that works.
Money.
Just either stay here or take that corridor. Stay out of that corridor. I'm sure we'll be back once we've found who we're looking for.
actually, would something happen if I threw the corpse of one of these guys in front of the statue?
Good idea.
Would you like to try?
Yes. I will pick him up and throw him bodily.
You know,
I'm
have Sorrow
stepping
do
back
it.
towards the
Yeah,
illusionary
I'm-
wall.
I'm the strongest
sorry.
one here.
Make
Yeah, I'll
an
back up.
athletics check, Shae.
Am I doing it or is she doing it?
Well,
Either way.
she said she was going to do it
I'll
first.
do it. I'll do it.
What if you was?
I
What
mean,
if you was doing
I got an 18.
Okay.
18.
So you pick up the night mask body and you throw him in front of the statue.
Yes.
Everyone looks at you for a second because nothing happens. Everyone looks at you like, really? And then the statue, which is holding, it's holding fans. The fans are actually part of its hands. When you look at it more closely, it looked like a human just holding fans, but then it starts moving, and the fans move around in front of its face, and then up like this, and then it brings them down and cuts the body into 3 pieces.
Cool.
Don't go that way.
Lovely.
I told you I was pretty sure it was trapped.
And then it goes back to its same pose as before.
Well, that's neat.
I mean, it's cool, but don't go that way. That is why you don't go that way. All right, shall we move on then?
Should we
I think
go
we're
down
done playing here.
Should we go down the way that the guard was running for help? That way?
That does
Right.
appear to be the only other way to go.
So you're going to head
Yeah.
down the south corridor.
Mhm.
So at this point, I think we're about 2 hours into the game. So I'm going to have us take a short break. We're going to take a 10-minute break and start up again at 2 a.m. Pacific time. Oh my God, 2 a.m. And
You're the one who did this to yourself.
I am. This is entirely a self-inflicted wound. I didn't have to do this. All right. Again, check out our Extra Life page, specifically my page, but also the Dungeon Scrawlers in general page. You'll find it linked on the Twitch site. We're raising money to help kids in various medical institutions. Yeah, please support us. I have some incentives for this particular game. There is a battle coming up. And if you would like to aid folk in this battle, as in these fine folk all around me, I am offering a one-time deal, as in one time for the current time, not just one time when someone contributes, of $10 for inspiration or other advantage. So if somebody blows a d20 roll, $10 will allow them to re-roll that die. This might be very important. So please support this group. I think they've earned your help, and also help out some kids and help out your taxes, because we can all use some help with the taxes. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back 2 a.m. Pacific time. Don't go away. there is much more exciting stuff to happen. Thank you all, and I'll see you shortly. Well, Matt, we're back after our 10-minute break. It is now 2 a.m. Pacific time, which means I have been awake for 20 hours now. Yes.
And
All
it's
right.
only just the start.
It's just the start. So
20 down, 22 to go.
the Westgate Irregulars side story of the sociopathic B team. Yeah. So
I am not a sociopath.
all right. I'm just speaking about the general tone of the group. Okay. So
Allie is our conscience.
you are currently down in the dark depths beneath Westgate, investigating a mysterious temple which appeared to you through a conjuration ritual. Not one that you cast, but one that you wisely waited to let someone else cast. And you just took out a couple of sentries and found some prisoners of the Night Masks. These prisoners are not particularly forthcoming about why they might have been imprisoned or what the Night Masks expect of them. They are grateful to be freed. You have given them some weapons and told them to wait here, which is probably for the best. You know which tunnel to pursue next, and take it away. What do you do?
Well, head down that tunnel, I suppose.
Excellent.
Carefully.
Carefully.
It's
Sneaky,
dark.
sneaky.
It's dark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have.
Well, I'm gonna put my packed blade away for the time being because it glows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably the best. I'll do the same with my rapier since, you know, it kind of has luminous.
The glowy thing.
blade. Yeah, the glowy thing.
The glowy thing.
That tunnel is very narrow, and Sorrow is very broad in multiple directions.
Broad.
So she's kind of uncomfortably shifting her way through the tunnel, daring any of you to say anything. And ultimately, the tunnel comes to T-junction, one leading off to one side, one to the other. It's still narrow again. Sorrow rolls her eyes. Ugh. How undignified. You think that if you were attacked in this tunnel, it would be disadvantageous to you.
This is why I'm keeping my meat shield in front of me.
Why Fane always takes up the rear.
So did
Right.
did they make this tunnel for halflings or what?
Perhaps. In many think of tieflings. Okay, so to shed some light on Sorrow for a moment, many think of tieflings as slight, sultry, sexy, sensuous individuals, thin and model-esque.
They've never met Sorrow.
Sorrow is not that kind of tiefling. Sorrow is an Amazonian warrior as a tiefling. She is tall and broad and muscular and can easily throw most individuals into next week. One noted exception has been Stong, whose strength she more or less matches, which of course turns her on. So you are, Sorrow, as you were going through this narrow tunnel, you were thinking about how uncomfortable it is for you, but how much worse it would be for Stong, who is much larger around the middle than Sorrow is. And maybe you're having a little private giggle about it. All right, so the tunnel heads off to your left and to your right. Which corresponds to west and east.
Swear I hate places like this. All right.
You mean mazes?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know who loves them? The goddess Lyra.
Apparently so.
All right. So we've got west and east. Anything noteworthy that we see in either direction? Just glancing, or just straight tunnel?
Well, there are some runes on the wall that seem to be navigational text. Like, this direction leads here, this direction leads there. But they are in an ancient cryptic code, as far as you can tell.
Because of course they are.
The language is Esperer, as well as you can tell, but it is in code. It seems to be gibberish. Would you like to try and figure out what it says?
Yes. What do I need to roll?
Investigation, please.
Okay, I'm not horrible at that.
All right. The group actually has a pretty good mix of skills.
Okay, 17.
Okay. You think that it is directing to the east, a chamber of tests, right? TESTS.
Mm-hmm.
And to the west is a maze.
Oh, fuck the maze.
You don't feel
But if
like
I were
going
a
into
goddess of
another maze.
illusion, would I mark them accurately?
Yeah, you probably have a point.
Look, to take a brief aside, speaking cosmologically about the realms, Cyric is the ultimate troll as a deity.
Mm-hmm.
But he has nothing on Lyra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, who can say?
I guess we head toward the maze and hope it's not a maze.
All
We
right.
could mark our way.
That's
Do we want to?
true. I mean, I'm sure one of us has chalk or something.
All right.
Or you
Probably
just
do.
take a dagger and scratch on the walls.
That makes a lot of noise.
Kind of thinking like Sarah was already painting the wall with her own
That's
blood.
what I was thinking.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is how you do it with a dagger. And Holly's like,
Oh,
that's
okay.
not what I meant exactly, but yeah.
But it works. It works.
All right. So you're heading toward the maze.
Yes.
All right.
Is
These
it going to be a maze of teeny tiny corridors? Am I going to be mushed for hours? Oh yeah.
Yes. All right. So this maze twists in and around itself. The corridors are narrow. Again, they are shaped oddly. Instead of a pentagram, however, they are shaped like a 7-sided hallway instead of 5. So the floor is not straight. The floor is kind of a little bit triangular, which makes it just kind of a little bit awkward to walk along.
Oh, this place can go to the hells.
It might.
I'm not going to.
Well, you
Really?
never know which
Yeah.
corridor is going to lead where. So it turns to the right, it turns to the left. I'm going to need somebody to make an investigation check or an insight check.
I'll make an investigation
All right.
check.
I'll make an insight.
Yeah,
Thane is
better at
applying
insight.
her keen mind to the
Ooh.
situation.
I got
That was-
27, nat 20.
Holly is
I only got a
following her
15.
instincts. Shae is following her heart. All right, Holly,
Okay.
you are uncertain which direction to go. Thane, what'd you get?
I got a 9. So I'm just looking at those two like I have no idea what they're talking about.
Thane, none of this makes sense.
No.
Like, none of these corridors line up the way they should. All of it seems to be, it's like an Escher painting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like you're heading up one way and you end up below where you started. which doesn't make any sense at all. And you're starting to get frustrated.
Meanwhile, Shae is moving along.
Meanwhile, Shae is following her heart. You see that as she's moving, she has pulled this small talisman out of her from around her collar, which is this shard of blue gemstone, and she's just kind of touching it, and it seems to be guiding you as you're moving forward. And somehow you find your way through the divine maze of Lyra, the goddess of illusion, because you rolled a goddamn natural 20. Anyway.
You sound so disgruntled about that.
I know.
No,
there had to
totally
when they first got to the maze, though. When they first got to the maze, there was definitely a moment where Shae was like, "Oh, it's not going to be a maze. It's not going to be a maze."
And then, God damn it, it's a maze.
Yeah. Well, because that was her exact reaction. Like, oh God damn it.
All right. You come out in a large chamber. Say it is 40 feet by it's 40 feet square, more or less, or maybe 40 feet by 60 feet. It's unclear. In the middle is a great vast emptiness, like you're on a catwalk overlooking a pit.
This sounds like fun.
In this pit is swirling darkness. Okay. The corridor is 10 feet on a side. So, Sorrow, you are much more comfortable now. You can finally let it out.
Well, we found the void pit, apparently.
Exactly.
We should have brought a prisoner with us, toss him in.
There are corridors.
Not.
There are corridors leading off from each of the 4 cardinal directions. The 5-foot corridor that you came from, and the 5-foot corridor on the south end. You came from the north. Okay. As odd as that seems, you came from the north. And then there's a corridor in the south leading to another chamber. And then there are wide corridors to the east and west.
Are there any rocks on the floor?
There are small little pebbles and rocks and such. This chamber seems to be partly a natural chamber.
I'm going to drop a rock into the pit.
Okay.
Fool of a took.
Okay, you drop the rock. No sound.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, let's not fall in the vortex of darkness, please.
That sounds like a good idea.
You do hear faint sounds coming from the corridor to the east.
I think I'll edge around and see if I can make them less faint.
Okay. You hear what sounds like a man's voice. It's kind of high pitched, but it's clearly a masculine voice, and it's saying, "Oh, choose her over me, your little pet. Oh, I see how it is. I see how this is going to go down." And then there's a scratching sound, and then a crumpling sound, like paper being crumpled, and then the voice recurs and rambles again. The corridor extends about 20 feet or so and then turns to the north. It's a 10-foot wide corridor. So one of those corridors that Sarah would be very comfortable walking through.
Is there any light coming down it?
Yes, there is a faint light that bounces off the walls. And there's still that faint mist, but it's all along the floor at this point, rather than rising up around you.
Let's go that way.
Okay.
Seems to be a way.
All right.
We want to investigate the others first.
corridor, which is kind of an L-shaped corridor, leads up to the north again. And it terminates in a 25 by 25 foot square room, occupied by a desk and a number of bookshelves. And the desk is covered with books and papers, and there's a small man, like a halfling, scrawling in a big book of multiple pages, just scrawling, muttering to himself about how unfair everything is.
Oh, we found the dungeon master.
He looks up at you. As you were approaching. Whether you were trying to be stealthy or not, he noticed that you were there. And he says, you finally made it. And he grins at you at this forest of needle-like teeth. Which is really shocking from a, cherubic-faced halfling. And then he looks back at his papers and he says, I suppose you've come to... Well, I don't know exactly why you're here, but perhaps you'd be useful while you're here.
Who are you?
I'm the Count of Coins, of course.
Oh, you're a count.
That's what I thought.
Yes,
I
he
am.
counts the coins.
He looks up at you with his and his eyes flash red, like they're glowing red. And you can tell that this halfling is a vampire.
Where's Ilira?
He says, oh, you've come for the master's new pet, have you?
Shae practically snarls at that. Where is she?
Oh, calm yourself. Calm yourself, woman. I am at the same place that you are. And I would like to see her gone from this place, banished from beneath the halls of night.
Well,
because she has taken the place that is rightfully mine. You see, the master has chosen to bestow the rightful title of the Duchess of Darkness upon his new pet, not upon me, one who has served him faithfully for years and worked to advance his cause. Of course, maybe I'm too short for him. Maybe I'm too male for him. Who knows?
I was going to ask why you'd want to be a duchess. Wouldn't you want to be a duke?
He looks up at you. Generally, yes. But I wouldn't mind being a duchess if it meant being more powerful than I am. And he goes back to scrawling furiously.
Did he turn her?
Pauses. And he looks up at you, his red eyes glaring. And he's like, you mean, did he give her the gift of eternal life such as I have, and such as he gives all those that serve him? Is that your question?
Yes, I think that's what she was asking.
Yes, that's my...
Shae, calm down. Calm down.
What a curious thing. Would that make you happy, or would that make you sad? I see conflict and ambiguity within you. Ambivalence. How fascinating. And he pokes the inky pen on his face, and he's like drawing on his cheek without seeming to realize it.
I'm gonna pull out my packed blade and point it at him. Just answer the question.
Oh, you. I would not mind climbing you, mountain woman. He goes back to writing furiously. You can tell this man is a little bit cracked in the head.
No.
Excuse
you want
me?
her out of here? We plan to take her out. Where is she?
Oh, is that so? He looks up at you and he says, well then, I can assist you.
That's all we wanted to know.
Perfect.
So how can you assist us?
Perfect. But there will be a condition. Oh yes,
It's always a condition.
an important condition, and that
So
important condition.
Would you prefer it if we left her here to continue taking your place?
No, of course not. Of course not.
So you want us to take her, we want to take her, so why don't we just work together without conditions?
I'll need you. He points at Sorrow. You specifically. You with that sword of yours. I'll need that.
And you need me for what
Or
exactly?
I need you to pierce me. You don't mind, do you?
Phrasing.
Short,
You
dark,
know-
and handsome. I'm not
It's gotta
against this
look-
plan.
It's got to look real. It's got to look true. The Night King can't suspect that I might be scheming against him and his new pet.
Oh, so you want me to kill you?
No, no, no. I don't want you to kill me. I'm already dead. I want you to pierce me.
Like
I think he
now?
wants you to stab him a bit.
Yeah, I kind of figured, but do you want me
Make
to do
it
that?
look good.
Just once or twice. Maybe 3 times if you really want to.
Or I could just cut your head off. That'd probably be more realistic.
Ooh. Oh. Perhaps. Is that what you'd like to do? Somebody cut me in half once before. I remember it clearly.
Okay, see,
And then he looks over at Holly. You stink of him. That blackguard who stole my sister and cut me in 2. I don't like you very much.
You're going to have to be a little more clear on that because I don't know who you're talking about.
Don't worry, we have him in the pens as well. He will be suffering for quite some time, and it's really fair, I think.
Who do you have in your pens?
I think he means Kaylin.
Caleb Dren, of course, that's the name.
Where is
That
he?
insufferable bastard who took everything.
Where is he?
Fane's just looking at the ceiling and shaking her head at this point.
You smell like him too, but in a less obvious way.
so why don't you tell us where they are so I can kill you and we can go find them?
Perfect. I shall.
Say hello to Celica for us.
But first, you'll have to choose.
Choose.
That's right. I'll only tell you where one of them is.
You want me to set you on fucking fire?
It wouldn't be the first time. Elf spawn. I've been on fire before, and I have been dead before, and here I am once again. The count.
What would happen if I dragged you out there and threw you down that pit?
Oh. Is that a come on? Are you seeking to turn me on? Eh?
What is wrong?
Threatening to kill me is something that always reaches my heart.
Wow.
If
Well,
my heart was still beating.
I'll reach your heart
Choose.
just a second with my sword. So shut the hell
Look.
up.
Well, you killed me and you get neither. But work with me.
Said
and
you
get
wanted me to kill you. Ugh.
Children, we came to get Ilira.
That
So-
was before I knew Kaylin was here.
my own life
You
is
can find him too. All right.
terribly,
we don't need this
terribly
guy.
boring.
That I can see. You're counting coins all day.
He shows you his mouth full of like teeth. It's like 30 days of night vampire teeth, like right, like a maw of a shark.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna start cutting off limbs, and you're gonna tell us.
Aro is gonna go attack him. Got it.
I'm telling him I'm gonna start cutting off limbs until you tell us what we want to know. Like
Sorrow, he
What?
enjoys that. You have to realize that we have to torture him by not giving him what he wants.
yeah, but I
Jesus,
enjoy that
Mom.
too.
Oh, Would you like to stay here?
No.
Would you like to be my assistant?
No. I already work for somebody.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, she does.
The horned one. You work for the horned one. Oh, that bastard.
Yeah,
He destroyed my city.
good for him.
Shaba's luck, I guess.
So it would seem.
Okay.
Look,
So, what are we
Tell
going
us
to do with
where-
this creep?
you tell us where Ilira is. We
He goes back
stab
to
you
right.
repeatedly. We can find Kaylin on our own.
Is that
Once we
your
find one, we
choice?
can find the other.
Is that your choice? He keeps writing.
My choice is Ilira. That's why I came here.
Oh, so you follow your heart, do you?
Yes.
The heart never led anyone astray. The heart never condemned anyone to pain and suffering forever. The
It's
heart
led me
of
astray
one
plenty
that-
in my life, but I still trust it.
The heart of one that was never yours.
Oh, he's going.
we
he's doing
actually
this
need
thing
him?
now.
Do we really
Do we
need
really need this asshole?
this? Look, remember. Do
Sarah,
we
throw him
really
in the
need
pit.
him?
Actually, I'm going to cut his head off, and then I'll throw him in the pit.
Wait.
Can we try to get an answer out of him first?
I got a 13 on the attack roll.
He doesn't
Right.
seem he doesn't seem
Dodges-
inclined to give
dodges
us an
out of the way.
answer.
And then he leaps. He does like that backward flip. Like, you know how sometimes people leap and they like flip their feet over their head and then land on something. It's remarkable.
He's like freaking Yoda.
He lands on the bookcase and he perches there like a bird, like a raptor, a bird of prey. He says, you don't want to talk, do you? Very well, I will give you the information you seek.
And
All
go
right.
Start
ahead.
talking.
Well. You shall find our master's new pet, or you shall find the captive knight in the southern chamber.
Oh, you don't know which. I see.
It is one or the other. I cannot say. He is a creature of whim. All I do is balance ledgers all day, all night, all day, and all night, forever.
So you wouldn't mind if we took any of his coins that are sitting on your desk?
Oh, feel free.
I say we throw all the papers in the void.
Sarah just shoveling that money. Yeah, there are a bunch of coins. He's like Ebenezer Scrooge counting coins. Yeah.
Okay, Sarah, we'll leave you to stab him
I
however
mean,
much
it's
you
more
want.
realistic. It's more realistic if we take the coins. It's
You.
Well, I don't know about
And he
you,
points at
Shae.
Sorrow, and then he leaps at Sorrow.
Sword.
Yep, and spits himself on the sword.
Shae,
He kind of
Let's go.
slides down the sword toward you.
yeah. Let's.
And you're like, ah!
Are you dead
He
now?
grabs
or-
the sword and he pulls himself a little further along, and he says,
Yeah, you're creepy.
"That hits the spot." Ah!
Are we gonna
And
throw him in the pit? I want to. He
Turns
poofed.
into a cloud of mist,
Ah,
and
God
the
damn it.
mist just
Good job, Sorrow. You missed.
through holes in the walls.
Ollie's already leaving to
Yeah,
go
let's just
into the
go now.
southern.
I'm still taking a handful of papers and throwing them in the void.
Yeah. Normally, Shae would be all over the coins, but she's a little driven right now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's all right. I got most.
Shae's heart is beating loudly. You can hear it in your ears and in your throat. Mhm.
Well, let's go. Come on.
Okay.
So
All right.
we're heading to the southern
The
corner.
southern chamber, yeah.
All right.
The narrow one.
So you get back out into the space with the void in the center. My computer's like, "Hey, would you like to restart to install updates?" And I'm like,
Well, of course.
No.
Sure. This seems like the
"No,
perfect time for that.
thank you. No."
So we'll inch our way through that narrow southern corridor, I suppose.
All right. So,
Because I didn't have enough of this wall getting fresh with me before.
Look, you got to stab someone.
This is true.
You get out into that outer chamber and realize that you are somewhat disoriented. You're not sure exactly which direction is which.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Indeed. There's basically, okay, there are 4 exits from this room. There's the one you came through originally, which is the narrow little passageway. There's one that led off to this bookkeeper's room. There's one that heads down a set of stairs into a larger chamber. You can see flickering shadows in that chamber. And there's one that heads, it's like a 5-foot space. It's like one of those real narrow corridors that seems to be heading into another chamber. Where would you like to go?
Well, we know it as we came in from the north, which was the first narrow corridor. So directly opposite that should be south. But this place is screwy, so I don't know.
Maybe the one with the flickering.
Yeah, you hear faint moaning sounds from one of the chambers, specifically the one with the wider corridor and the stairs.
What kind?
Make a perception check. It's hilarious. My extra life page is just worked. Like, it's just not working at all.
13, sadly.
Extra
11.
life is having some trouble these days. All right.
Well, it's a big
13.
day for them.
Indeed. All right. Well, you think that the sounds coming from that chamber are pained sounds, like the sounds that a man might make if he were in pain, like those kind of groaning sounds.
Okay.
And Holly, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 15.
Yeah, I don't know if you made a perception check, but with your passive perception, you hear those sounds and think that, and your heart picks up a little bit, and you think that those might be sounds that Kalen would be making. Like you recognize that as maybe his moans of pain.
We should go this way.
Which, I mean, you've been close enough to him when he's been in pain long enough that you know what that might sound like.
Sounds like my last date.
Oh, sorrow.
Anyone that was with you, I suppose.
If we find one, they probably can help us find the other.
Suppose so.
Yeah, but then we'd have a big old dumb knight walking around with us. We got one already.
He said that one of them was in the southern chamber, and I think that's Kalen's voice.
Kalen might know where what's her name is, so
You're not going to let this go, are you?
Fine.
All right.
But once we make sure he's okay, we go looking for Ilira.
Absolutely. And if it's Ilira, we make sure she's okay and then go looking for Kaylin.
Well, Ilira is the one we're getting paid for, right?
I'm
You can
paying
do
you
whatever
either
you
way.
want, sir. I'm not leaving until I've got Kaylin.
Oh, well, all right. Let's go get him.
You head to that chamber. All right. So you
Yep.
start heading down the stairs and you find yourselves in it's a fairly small chamber, 25 foot by 25 foot square chamber. It appears to be a torture chamber. Like there are chains and manacles hanging from the ceiling, some like hooks, like meat hooks hanging from the ceiling, torture devices. The ceiling is quite low. It's only like 7 feet or so. So Sorrow kind of like ducks a little, even though you could stand up straight. It's just uncomfortable to stand up entirely straight in that space.
Yeah, this looks like Wilton's playroom.
I didn't need to know that.
I kind of suspected
really
that.
didn't need to know that. I just took some sand damage right there. And in at the end, at the other side of the chamber, kind of center on the opposite wall, there is a man stripped to the waist, chained up against the wall, covered in blood and slashes. And it's clearly Kaylin Dren. And there is a figure standing in front of him, a feminine figure, light, slim woman, who is reaching out and just, she touches him and he just like recoils away from her touch. And you can see that like black corruption spreads from where her fingers touch his flesh.
Light, stop it!
And the woman turns to you. She has dark hair, like midnight blue, black hair. And she turns to you and she's very pale. And her eyes are like black pits of oil. And you realize that that is Ilira herself. And she looks at you. And you roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Shae figured that out already. Hence her exclamation.
8 for me.
11 for me.
13.
And 18 for me.
Okay. All right. Shadow Fox goes first. So she pulls apart into shadow and appears next to one of you. Where did I put my other dice? Okay, here we go. Oh, good. She appears next to Fane.
Lovely.
She reaches out to grasp Fane. Oh, God. Okay, so you're not going to like this, buddy.
I figured.
She, well, okay. So she grasps you around the throat, which against, oh, sorry, like the world shakes a little bit. Against anyone else would have been a lethal blow, but against you just does 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And like she's holding you, and everyone's like, because you know that when she touches people, like their flesh burns away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nothing happens to Fane.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
And then she lets go of you abruptly and pulls out a rapier of pure white steel and makes ready for the battle. So Shae's turn.
All right.
I was really lucky because she actually rolled a natural 20 to hit you.
Oh.
Oh.
Like if you,
Oh no.
I mean, okay, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
All right, Shae, your turn.
Okay. I am so torn right now.
Like that would have done 51 damage to Fane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was what I was expecting you to say.
But it wasn't. So it didn't, it didn't happen.
Well,
Okay.
I will step in and try to distract her by crossing blades if necessary.
Okay.
I mean, I'll try to hit. I don't want to hurt her, but it's only an 18 though.
All right. Hold on one second. $18 misses. So
That's
she
what I thought.
parries your sword with hers. And you cross blades. Sure enough.
Yeah.
Her blade licks with flame and lightning energy. And she looks at you with ultimately dead black eyes.
Okay. Light, this isn't you. Wake up.
No response. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Sorrow.
Oh, let's see. Did anybody specify whether or not we get paid if she's dead when we bring her back?
Nobody specified.
All right. Well, Eldritch. Gonna hit her with an Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Repelling Blast. It's gonna push her 10 feet away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack. I think you get 2 rays at your level.
Yes, I do. Does that mean I push her back 20 feet if they both hit?
If you hit her with both, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that was
Repelling blast is pretty cool.
so that's a 15 with the first one,
Okay, that misses. So she dodges out of the way of that one.
and an 18 with the second one.
She dodges out of the way of that one too. She's really nimble.
Ah, crap! Hold still so I can hit you.
Fair enough. All right. Anything else?
I will move into melee range, I guess.
All right. So you your sword appears.
Yep.
And you charge up to her.
Yep.
Okay. Holly.
I
I guess you're hanging back because that's kind of your standard style, and you have your bow because you didn't say that you got anything else. So
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on her
all right.
because I think we might have to hurt her for a bit to snap her out of this. Sorry,
Okay, world focuses on her, and you have this keen understanding of her place in space relative to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I only get the extra attack if I'm actually attacking. So
That would make sense.
yeah, that would. Yeah. So I think that's all I can do this turn.
Extra attack typically allows you to attack multiple times if you take the attack action.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that's it for me right now. Unless... Yep.
You guys didn't think you were going to actually fight Ilira, did you?
I suspected.
I figured we were going to have to fight something nasty, and she definitely counts as something nasty.
Yeah, Allie knows me too well. Like, she's like, of course Eric would do this. Of course he
Yeah,
would.
absolutely.
Okay.
Mhm.
My shot.
So the Hunter's Mark is a bonus action, right? So you
I
can still
can't
do.
remember.
I believe so. So you can still
Okay.
do attacks and stuff.
Oh, then I will try to shoot her.
Okay. Sorry, I was waiting for you to roll, but I realized that you might not have.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's
Hunter's
been a
Mark is
while.
bonus action to cast.
Cool.
No worries.
So that was a 16 for one and a 21 for the other.
All right, the 21 hits.
Okay, so that is. That's a 12.
Okay.
Since she hasn't taken damage yet, has she?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you hit her with your arrow. She kind of like parries it out of the air, but it still causes her some strain. The way hit points work at my table typically is that you don't actually get injured until you're at 50%. So, but clearly you have worn down her defenses somewhat. Okay, Fane's turn. So Fane, you're like feeling at your throat, like like
I'm totally shocked
that
that I'm
Ilira
not.
has this curse where she touches people and their flesh just warps away.
Yep. I'm
Nothing
not sure
happened to you.
what's going on with that, but I'm also running through the back of my head that Daddy told me I couldn't kill her, so that's kind of working against me also. So all I can think to do is I look her in the eye and say, "Is that the best you got, bitch?" While using that as a vicious mockery.
Excellent.
So DC 17 for her.
Okay. That's wisdom save?
I believe it's wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. She does make it.
Of course she does.
Barely. She didn't make it by a lot, but she did make it.
Okay.
Doesn't seem particularly phased.
All right. I'm also kind of slowly backing away without looking obvious that I'm slowly backing away.
Okay. So Kaylin, chained to the wall, has kind of slumped down. You see there's this, blackened handprint across his shoulder where she seems to have been torturing him with her cursed touch. Okay. It's her turn. So what she is going to do she is going to dance away into the shadows and then reappear next to Sorrow. So she reappears behind Sorrow and she is going to stab at Sorrow. The first hit, Sorrow, your extensive training kicks in and you knock her sword aside.
Excellent.
That appears to have been a feint, and her second attack is a 25 to hit you. Does that hit you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So just getting out the appropriate dice here.
That sounds like a lot of dice.
Oh, well, I mean, there are a few. It's, oh my God, a few.
You sure you're not playing Shadowrun?
When did we start playing Vampire the Masquerade? Okay. Why are there so many D6s? There shouldn't be so many D6s.
Oh no, so we're playing Shadowrun.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hit points.
You're right. Masquerade uses D10s. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So 29 points of damage. Actually, sorry. 40 points of damage.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes.
Wow.
Some of it fire, some of it cold. So actually, 39 points of damage.
I have fire resistance.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you took a little bit less damage from the fire. It would have been 2 points of fire damage, but instead it's only 1.
So it's a total of 39.
Correct.
You feel so much better.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So.
Ow.
Yep. She does not react in any way to your exhalation of pain, but instead continues fighting in a silent, deadly way. All right, Shae, your turn.
All right. How's the lighting in here? Well, she can shadow dance. I can shadow dance.
It is darkness. You can see with your dark vision.
Well,
Well,
can
it's,
play
it's
at the
dim light. You can see with your
yeah. 2 can play at the shadow jumping game. Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I'm gonna appear. I'll shadow jump and appear. I'll appear behind Ilira. Then
Excellent.
I'll try to hit her. Yay for advantage. Ugh. So that was an 18. I'm going to use that advantage, I think.
Yeah, the 18 would be a miss, but
23.
that hits.
Awesome. All right.
So she whirls around, parries your sword, but it obviously still, cuts down her reserves there.
And I'm trying to incapacitate her, so sneak attack as well.
Yep.
So that's 4 radiant damage, 5 base damage from the sword, and then 6, 11, 17, 21 damage from the sneak attack.
Okay. She narrowly parries your sword away from stabbing into her center mass, as it were. Okay. Sorrow.
All right. I'm raging.
Stab me in the kidney, why don't you?
Yep. All right. So I got resistance.
Sorrow flies into a rage.
Just yowling. Probably one of the same kind of scream I use in the arena. Okay, and attacking with my sword.
Are you doing a reckless attack?
Yes.
Great. So
No.
you have advantage.
No, I'm not using a reckless attack against this bitch because
She's angry, but not that angry. I get it.
But I am going to use Thirsting Blade, which lets me attack twice.
Okay. Angry, but not reckless. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, for crying out loud. 13.
That will not hit.
And the second attack is a natural 1.
Oh.
Ooh, boy. This dice is going in the microwave later.
All right. Since you rolled a natural 1, let's do the fumble chart.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this should be fun.
Okay. So I have a fumble chart, and the fumble chart, not all of it is negative. Sometimes it's positive, actually. Anyway.
Just accidental.
It's something interesting happens. So what I'm going to need you to do is roll a d20, please.
Okay. That'll be a natural frickin' 20.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. So,
Could be good.
natural 20. The impossible happens. What the target thought was a clean miss turns out to be a hit. You hit the target and you score a critical hit.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Good recovery.
How do crits work in this version? I don't
So
remember.
our house rule on crits, okay, is maximum damage for the attack plus another die of the attack damage.
All right.
So if you're using your sword, which does d8,
D10.
or no, it's a d10 because
Yes.
it's
So great sword.
hold on. Greatsword is 2d6. I think I might have marked that wrong on your sheet.
Well, silly. What'd you do that for?
I know, right? I think it's 2d6. You want to just double check
I
real fast?
got it right here. Yep, 2d6.
Great.
So that'll be 18.
It's
18,
your
14.
normal attack plus 12,
Okay.
right? So go ahead and roll your normal damage and then add 12.
So 12 plus 6 is complete maximum damage. 24,
Wow.
30 damage.
For a fumble.
For a fumble.
See? The fumble chart is awesome, is what I'm saying. Okay. Like, they're all interesting results. Like, something odd happens to the battlefield, or you hit your friend, or you drop your sword, or you open up an opportunity for someone else to get advantage, that kind of thing. So, but the natural 20 is a natural 20.
Right.
Right. So that hit appears to like she sort of gets her blade up in time, but the sword smashes into her blade hard enough that it cleaves into her shoulder and knocks her backward. And she would have fallen over, but she's too nimble, so she kind of like tumbles over and lands in a crouch, bleeding. Okay. Holly.
Sorrow and Shae seem to have Ilira fairly well covered, so I'm going to go and check on Karyn
Of course you are.
and use a cure wounds spell on him because he looks like he needs it.
So in the chat, Yang Yang mentioned, Karyn, you need to throw that die away. ... Okay, maybe keep it. That's the thing. Dice, they giveth and they taketh away.
They do.
All right, Holly, you're going to help Karyn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you get over to him. He's hanging from the wall, his head down. He looks in very bad shape.
Yeah. So cure wounds.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So that would be 7. So that's 13 points healed.
Okay. All right. He looks up at you a little bit discombobulated and confused. Says, Holly?
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Looking for you and Ilira?
Oh. Yeah. I guess you found us. All right. Fane, your turn.
Okay. Fane has decided that she's had enough of this. So she's going to cast Dominate Person on Ilira.
Okay.
So, DC 17. Wisdom, I believe.
How did I drop my D20 on the floor and it disappeared?
I hate that.
It's just really dark. So here we go.
It shadow stepped.
All right. So this is what happens. So she has Fey ancestry, so she has advantage against,
Of course.
charming effects. Plus, she has slippery mind, so she's especially good at wisdom saving throws. But as you're casting your spell, you push your mind into hers. She's distracted because Sorrow just dealt her this, significant wound.
Mm-hmm.
And you find a vulnerability and you push your mind through. And then you find yourself in a dark cavern within her mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And she's there and you're there. And Cathara is there. And Ildar is there.
Oh, lovely.
And you see this moment of Cathara trying to kill Ildar. And then the Fox at Twilight stabs her sword at Cathara, and then the world slows down as the blade is heading toward her, and everything freezes. And then you hear this greasy, slightly sniveling voice say, "Oh, you're not welcome here. This one's mine, not yours." And you turn to see Lazar there. Right. The enchanter that you encountered earlier.
Back off, slime boy.
He says, You remind me of my daughter.
Huh, you remind me of my father.
You think you can challenge me, do you?
Oh,
You are now in a wizard's duel with Lazar.
and I'm toast, but I'm not going to admit that.
That sounds like a very warlock thing to say. All right. So, Ilira's turn. Ilira kind of pauses and she seems confused, as though two people are warring for control of her mind at the same time. And she fights defensively. Shae, your turn.
So, remind me, in 5th edition, did they get rid of grappling?
I mean, they didn't get rid of it. So you
They
can
just
attempt to
changed
grab her.
I'm going to grab her. I'm going to try to
Okay.
grapple her, yeah.
Okay. You have advantage because she's kind of befuddled.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just go ahead and make a melee attack roll.
Okay.
And if you succeed, then you're going to make opposed checks.
Okay. So that's only 17.
Did you roll with advantage?
Oh, with advantage. Okay, that's a bit better. That would be a 20.
Okay. So you grabbed her.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make opposed checks to hold on to her while she tries to kind of squirm free. She can use either acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me what you get.
27.
All right. Yep. You're holding on to her. You got her kind of locked. She was trying to squirm out of the way, but you locked her arm, or you locked your arms around her, whatever, however you want to describe it. But you're holding on to her.
Okay. Any bright ideas on how to snap her out of this?
I'm trying.
And kind of mutters, "I'm trying." Okay. Zar. It's his turn.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to cast a spell at Fane. Now, he used Finger of Death earlier in the day, so he doesn't still have that spell prepared. So he's going to do something else, which is good. That's good news.
Mm-hmm.
You can smile.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'll
right.
thank Rogar for taking that one for me.
Yeah, Rogar did. Rogar tanked a what did it do? Like 62 points of necrotic damage, Finger of Death spell. That was pretty great.
Yep.
Anyway, Lazar, or at least the mental projection of Lazar, he is going to cast a different. All right. I know what it's going to be. All right. I'm going to need Fane to make a fortitude saving throw, please. Or a constitution saving throw. Sorry, I slipped into 4th edition there for a second. Constitution saving throw. It's 3 a.m. What do you want?
Yeah. Ouch. All right, let's see. Constitution, you said, right?
Yes. I think
Right.
Fortunately her con saves are not too bad, so.
No, that's what I was just looking at. Unfortunately, my roll was.
Oh.
So, where's my proficiency on this? There it is. Never mind. Okay. 14.
Okay.
Not very good.
You feel your body start to freeze up and harden,
Lovely.
and you see your fingers start turning to stone. Yeah.
I thought Sorrow was one that's supposed to be stoned all the time.
No, that's drunk.
Okay. Sorrow, it is indeed your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to punch her in the face.
Go ahead and make an
One in
attack
the
roll,
face.
please.
I'm gonna miss with a natural 6, but I do get. No, I don't. I don't.
I
Get
mean, you have
Oh,
advantage though.
well,
So roll twice.
okay, and I also have frenzy attack. So can I do that with a punch?
Sure.
Working the speed bag.
So okay, do I get proficiency bonus on punching people in the face?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's
You are
gonna be,
skilled at doing that.
that's gonna be a 27.
You punched her in the face.
Yes. The goal is to knock you.
1 damage plus your strength modifier.
That's +5, and then the goal is to knock her out.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't quite knock her out.
Okay, well, I get
you
an,
left a hefty bruise on her cheek, but she.
and I get another one from frenzy.
Yep.
So I'm gonna punch her again, kind of like an uppercut.
While she's being grappled.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this doesn't work. Bite her ear next.
So 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Mhm.
So you do 6
Another-
points of damage again.
Yep.
Okay. Like now her there's blood coming out of her mouth.
Do you feel better now, sir?
Yes.
But she's still looking at you with these black eyes that are leaking black fluid over her cheeks.
Ew.
Yeah. Holly.
Um,
So Kaylin is still bound to the wall with handcuffs, essentially. You could try and get him out if you want to. He does seem to be able to act and speak at this point.
yeah, I don't think firing arrows into a grappling, punching mess is going to really help
Look
the
out, Sorrow!
situation. so I'm going to work on
Or
trying to
just
get Kaylin
don't
down.
give Sorrow a warning. Okay, you're gonna try and free Kaylin.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have proficiency in thieves' tools or something like that? Probably not.
That's a really funny question.
You're just
An
gonna
arrow works as a
try
great
and-
lockpick.
Try and
So I'm going to see if there's any keys around. Might be a good idea.
okay. There is a ring of keys that you got from the Night Mask sentries, which I believe Shae has dangling from her belt right now.
Yeah.
I might just snatch those and give them a try.
Go for it.
Make a sleight of hand check, which is, just dexterity if you don't have sleight of hand training.
Oh, that is 23.
Okay. You do not grope Shae. Instead, you just get the keys off of Shae's belt.
Sorry, Shae.
It would have been kind of funny if you inadvertently tackled Shae. But you get the keys off her belt, no problem. Shae seems distracted with holding on to the love of her life while Sorrow's
Just a little bit.
wailing. Hey, you. All right.
I'm trying to keep her from killing us.
And I'm trying to not kill her by accident.
Roll a d10 because there are 10 keys.
Oh.
Uh, 8.
What'd you get?
8.
8. Okay. All right. So you don't get the key on the first guess. All right. You can start working on the other keys. Okay.
Yeah.
It is Kaelin's turn. He is going to try and pull himself free of the wall.
Of course he is.
Strength is not really his thing, so we'll see. He did roll pretty well, though.
Men, I swear.
Okay, so
Look, there are reasons Holly likes him.
so he tries to pull himself free of the wall, and he can't quite do it. So what he does is he just he grabs his thumb and he just breaks his own thumb to pull his hand out of the manacle on his left arm.
God damn it, I just healed him.
Right? And he doesn't seem to feel any pain. He just does it and just.
And he couldn't have done that earlier.
Well, I mean, he was
being tortured.
If Holly hadn't healed him, he wouldn't be able to.
This is true. This is true. I'm pretty sure Holly has spent more of her healing spells on Kaelin than on anyone else.
And that's pretty much it for his actions. But he says that with his bloody hand, he's like, maybe this one, pointing out one of the keys.
You couldn't have pointed that out without breaking your own hand?
Says, I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. All right, Fane, you are slowly turning to stone inside Ilra's mind, facing Lazar. Like one of your hands is starting to turn to stone, a very Willow moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do?
I get the heck out of this mind is what I start doing. Or I try to anyway.
It's not obvious how you would do that.
Yeah. Suppose I'm going to roll some sort of will save or something.
Well, you would make another Constitution save against the effect at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and take control of this situation?
Yeah. Let's definitely try to fight it back again.
Okay, that would be a charisma check.
Okay. Do I get proficiency on that? Yes, I do. Okay.
Yes.
So 18.
18. Okay. Oh, he rolled poorly.
Yay.
All right. Oh, so the petrification, which is creeping up your hand, starts receding.
Good.
It's like you're in a dream, and you have realized that you are in a dream, and you have control over that dream.
Good.
And Lazar looks at you, and his face becomes just disgusted with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Chernobog in American Gods disgusted, because,
Yeah.
Peter Samari.
Okay.
And he says, it took me long enough to break through this mind, and you, little upstart twig of a being that you are, you have no place here.
She's
Would you
mine
like
to torture long before you came along.
Would you like to cast a spell on him?
I do. I'm just not sure what.
A nasty one.
At the bare minimum, I'm thinking vicious mockery. I'm trying to figure out if there's something else I could do that would be better.
Vicious mockery is a fun spell. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's just not a really damaging one, but that may be my best choice.
Fane is kind of an illusionist, not
Yeah,
really
that's-
a damage spell person.
Exactly.
She
She's
doesn't
more
know
staying away from
fireball
the
the
fight.
way Sorrow knows fireball, for
Right.
instance.
Okay, I guess vicious mockery is probably my best choice. Well, wait a minute. Fey presence.
Oh,
I'm going to use my Fey power to invoke fear, and it's for everyone in a 10-foot cube. What does her brain sound like?
you're gonna go Galadriel on him. I get it.
That's the idea.
All right. So
That's a
his
DC 17
intro-
wisdom.
Oh my god.
You've become otherworldly and vaguely threatening.
Yep.
Oh man. Lazar, you gotta roll above a 4. Okay.
No, he doesn't. He's fine. 4's fine.
So he,
Back away.
his eyes widen slightly, and he what? And he seems afeared of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like this.
Ilira's turn. So Ilira is going to attempt to escape Shae's grasp. She's not shadow dancing, however. She's just attempting to pull herself free. Gotta stop rolling 4s. What is up with this die?
No, keep rolling fours. Keep rolling fours.
So she flexes, but you're holding on to her very tightly, very not letting go.
Yeah.
And finally, she presses her face against your face to do her necrotic touch on you, which I think automatically hits you because I'll roll anyway. Yeah, she hit you. So you do have resistance to necrotic damage. You're not immune to this, but it affects you significantly less than another person because of that special trait that you have. Okay, so it would normally do 22 damage, but instead you take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
I swear I drop dice and they just disappear. Okay. But she wasn't kissing Shae. Shadow Fox killed people by kissing them with her burning touch, right? But that didn't happen. So you get the sense that Ilira is still kind of fighting this enchantment control over herself. Okay. Shae's turn.
All right. I will keep holding on. I'm not sure how much I can actually do or how helpful it would be while I'm holding on to her. God, none of my magic helps here. Let's see. Because I mean, lesser restoration wouldn't do it. Well, I'll keep holding on, and I'll say, Ilira, I'm here. Wake up. You can fight this.
Okay. It is Lazar's turn. However, Shae, I will have you make a charisma check, please.
Okay. 16.
Okay. All right. It's Lazar's turn. You demon. You are not welcome in this place. This is my power, my servant, not yours. I banish you from this place. Make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh. Natural 20 plus my 5 plus advantage. So that's 29.
Nice.
Okay. So
No, I don't feel like going anywhere.
not only does his banishment not work on you, somehow you feel such a feeling of power here, such a mark of being where you should be, having such a powerful connection with Ilira here, that you turn his banishment on him and send him away.
Oh, nice.
And he vanishes. And your spell abruptly takes hold. And
Ilira, stop fighting us.
Yeah, you find yourself back in that chamber, and you are controlling Ilira.
Okay. So I tell her to stop fighting us.
Okay. Ilira abruptly goes slack. Sorrow, your turn.
Oh, damn it. All right.
Like she kind of slumps there and blood drips out of her mouth onto the floor.
Is she like, can I punch her again just in case?
No.
No. All right.
I think you've hit her enough times.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not stopping.
Sorrow, you're still in rage, right?
Yeah.
Well, my rage ends if I don't attack anybody or get
Right,
attacked.
but you haven't ended your rage.
True, but this would be a good time to do so. And I'm not that vindictive. So I'm just gonna let it, I'm getting ready and I'm like, damn.
I'm kind of hoping that Sorrow punches one more time.
He's like, do it.
All right.
Well, I mean, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It is your moral choice that you are making for your character.
It's not like Eric's trying to enable you or anything.
I rolled a natural 1.
Of course you did.
Sorrow punches herself in the face.
All right. Let's roll again on
the fumble chart.
Yeah, roll another D20,
Sorrow had Shae in the face.
Oh no.
I would totally be down for that for just comedy's sake.
What was your follow-up D20 roll?
A follow-up?
Yep. Roll a D20 again.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. Well, 15 is just for, entertainment value. The attacker misses but can follow through on the momentum of the attack to adjust your stance. So in this case, you do not provoke opportunity attacks from the target this turn, which is a pretty cool thing to roll, right?
Yeah.
But I think like it might make narrative sense for Sarah to be like, "Ah," and then Ilira looks up at Sarah with like her eyes have turned golden again, and like she's come back to herself, and Sarah's just like, "Ah, ah," touches herself in the face.
Oh, that works.
And you're just like, oh, all right, I got it. Good on my own terms. Yes. Whatever works. I don't want to dictate what happens.
That's cool.
All right.
I still think it would have been funnier if she punched me in the face. But
I think it would have been funnier if she
You can punch Shae in the face if you wish.
Yeah.
Whatever works. I don't know. The point is, you don't punch Ilira.
Yes.
You're like, right. And your rage subsides.
Mm-hmm.
Holly, your turn.
Guess what I'm doing? I mean, just
Ilira
taking
in a
my own
Different
guess.
key.
Making out with Kaylin.
Yeah, that can come after I get him down off
All
the
right.
wall.
This time
but-
you
but yeah,
open up the other lock and Kaylin slips to the floor.
I'll try and catch him.
Oh, yep. You catch her. How strong is Holly?
Oh, no, she's got like no strength. I think it's 10. So yeah.
It's got to be at least 13 for you to have all those multi-classes. Unless, you could do dexterity from the fighter. Okay.
Yeah, she's dex all the way. Dex all the way.
All right. You try to catch him. He's too heavy. You both sink to the floor.
boom.
Yeah.
You're like, I got you.
Like a
You're able to
sack-
angle him on the way down.
I'm pretty sure that did actually happen in one of the previous games as well. You think she'd have learned by now.
Maybe that was the intention. Who knows?
Maybe that was. Maybe that was.
Okay, you're lying there together on the floor. And he says, why do we keep meeting like this?
Why do you keep getting into this trouble?
That's a good question. We should just go have drinks sometime.
Somebody say drinks.
Let's get out of here first.
Okay. Thane, it is your turn, and you are controlling Ilira. You have dominated her mind.
Okay, and I see their eyes are golden again.
Yes.
Okay. Ilira, I need you to remember Shae is your friend and help your friend get us the hell out of here.
Right, she says. And she closes her eyes, and shadows start swirling around her.
And I'm really hoping it's a good thing.
And she holds out her hand towards Zaro.
Hey,
Like-
don't you melt people with your hand? I mean, is this a good idea? I take her hand.
Hey, it is tingly and burny.
Yeah, ow, ow, ow.
Do you all join hands?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shadows.
I grab onto Sorrow's shoulder.
Shadows swirl around you, and you dance through the shadows out of the temple.
Yay.
You find yourselves on the main street in Westgate, in the market, in fact. At
Oh, shit, it's prisoners.
At the foot of the tower.
Wait, we need to go
Too late.
for the people.
If you want to go back for them later, you go ahead.
I
We're
was
out.
Funny. This is funnier.
It is a bit funnier.
Just wait for us.
So there you are in the market triangle at the foot of the watchtower.
Well, time to get paid and then time to get drunk.
I will just like Shae will just take the coin purse off her belt and just toss it onto the ground at Sorrow's feet.
Thank you. Everybody want to come drinking with me? I'm paying.
I could use a drink.
Oh, hey, Ilira. Hey, Kaylin. Nice to see you again.
Yes. Ilira looks over at Fane, kind of like questioningly.
Oh, we'll be talking later. I want you to get back to your normal self first.
Fair enough. And Kalen is lying there, and he's like, I should be in a great deal of pain right now.
Yes, you should.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Let's get you more patched up.
My legs aren't really working.
Of course they aren't.
Like, I can move them, but
I guess I use the rest of my spell slots on healing spells.
Yeah.
Ilira looks up at Shae and closes her hand around Shae's hand. She says, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I didn't mean to abandon you.
It's all right. I'll start pouring my healing into her. I've got 4 slots worth, so I'll just dump it.
Okay. Fiend and Sorrow wander off to an all-night tavern.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Sorrow knows where all of them are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fane definitely wants to have a conversation, but this is not the time or place for it. So.
Another day, another gotcha coin earned, another few people killed. Good day for Sorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
She even got to punch people in the face.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So we still have some time for our game. So epilogue moments. At some point, Shae sends a message to the Westgate Irregulars about where to find this temple, specifically how to find it. What form does that message take?
Well, I don't believe I personally have sending. So
I don't think so.
I'll send a messenger with a note or something detailing how to find this place. And I'll slip in a little mention of, hey, there's some prisoners there
That need to be rescued.
that need to be rescued.
Please don't kill them.
We weren't able to get them out ourselves. Please, can you get them out when you're all done? Yeah.
You mentioned the enchantment that Lazar did.
I do mention that Lazar enchanted Ilira, that it caused her eyes to turn black, and I say that means that he might potentially have dominated Mirren. Since they did mention to me that in that vision, Mirren's eyes were black.
Okay.
But he's working with the night masks.
Okay. And then what do you do?
After I make sure that's sent off, I'll take Ilira back to the Purple Lady.
Did she have to punch me multiple times? Like one, I understand.
It's Sorrow. But
Wilton is a charming bastard, but
he is.
God,
I hate him.
She doesn't seem to be his type at all. Maybe this is good for him. Maybe it's good for her. Maybe it's toxic for both of them. Who knows?
I'm going to go with option 3.
But I'm just glad we got you back.
I'm glad you came for me. I thought I could rescue Mirren myself, but something has happened. Something that profoundly changes the balance. I'm afraid.
Of what?
of the coming night. I should rest, I think.
You should. But, well, I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere.
She touches your cheek. I know. I know you will. And then she kind of relaxes. Like, elves don't typically sleep, but, you know, she's been known to sleep. It's a kind of restful slumber. All right. Sorrow.
Yes.
Get well and truly drunk, I suppose.
Yep.
You,
Chuck.
at some point, a messenger shows up. I don't know, just a boy that you pay a few coins to, and he brings messages back and forth throughout the city. You know, there are a copper a dozen here in Westgate. He says, message for you.
Who's sending me messages? I didn't say I wanted any messages.
Yes, wow, you really tall. And he hands you this scroll with a little gold sigil on the front, like a wax seal holding it closed.
Yoink. Can I
Okay.
read it?
The boy waits for a second to see if you're going to tip him, because it is Westgate after all.
Oh, you want money. Fane. Give her a coin.
I take 2 coppers and kind of toss it over that direction.
Okay. He scoops them up and then he runs off.
Good call. That's my 2 cents worth.
Okay.
The message,
Bleary-eyed tried to read the scroll.
the message is indeed from Lilton, and it is a charming, flowery, and somewhat romantic message. This is, I see you have done well, and you have restrained your natural impulse to just slaughter everything inside. I am so proud of you, my sweet, sweet sorrow.
He's
You shall
proud
be
of me.
rewarded upon my return.
He's
Fane is reading over the shoulder and going, "Ah."
But until my return, do remember that you are in charge of all of my interests in the city.
See, I told you he put me in charge. So there.
Of course he did. I totally believe you.
Hey,
In fact, I bet you're going to order another round for us, aren't you?
bartender, another round of drinks for everybody. Toasting Littleton, put it on Fane's tab.
Oh, no.
Everyone raises a tankard.
I go ahead and take note of how much more money Daddy owes me.
Okay, Fane.
Mm-hmm.
After forking over coin to cover the cost for now, but keeping a careful record of how much Lilton owes you for reimbursement,
Mm-hmm.
you are finally blessedly alone for a moment. You gaze at the golden orb in your hands. It's about time to do your daily alter self power.
Mm-hmm.
What are you considering for your appearance for today?
I think for today, I'm going to just kind of vanish. So I'm going to go for the dock worker male, probably about 5'8", 5'9", nondescript, kind of blend into everything. And I don't want no one bothering me for a while I think about some things.
So this golden orb, you vividly recall when your father gave you this orb many, many years ago. you were going through a very dark time in your youth. So many people had, well, you were starting to learn the basics of magic, basics of disguising yourself, of hiding your true identity. But you weren't particularly good at it. You were never really a prodigy when it came to illusion magic. And so your illusions would always falter whenever you got close to somebody, whenever you tried to express yourself to somebody, and they would see through and they'd be horrified by your true appearance, your shock of red hair, your snowy white antlers. But then your father gave you this orb, and its powers allow you to look like whatever you want, and for that alteration to last for a great deal of time. An entire day, even. And you were without this orb for a short period of time. Sturge stole it from you. But when you went to encounter Sturge again, when you went to confront him, you fully expected some kind of duel or some kind of struggle. But instead, he merely gave you the orb back and said that, you didn't really need it, that, he thought your natural form was superior to any other form that he's ever seen you in. How does that make you feel?
It puzzles me that he would think that. I'm really concerned that he didn't take it and use it. It almost makes me wonder if this isn't the real one. But then I remember Sturge is an idiot. So
both of these things are very valid concerns.
So I need to think on it more. I'm certainly not going to fall for anything he's told me, but it's making me wonder on a number of different levels. So I need to stop and think about what this means, especially what my idiot father might have done also that has been lying to me for all these years. I'm not sure anymore whether I really have the full grasp. What I saw inside Ilira's mind made me start to question more on what I know and what I don't know.
You can still feel her cold fingers around your throat. That were not
Why
coupled
didn't that kill me?
With any burning that should have killed you.
Right.
But it didn't.
I'm going to keep rubbing my neck right now, trying to figure out. Skin isn't flaking off. It's not still hurting. I mean, it's bruised a little bit, but not what I expected at all. Something is off, and I don't know what that is.
Indeed. So, Holly, how is your date with Kaylin going?
He really has a disturbing habit of getting hurt a lot.
I did get stabbed here and here, and then the burning. He has this thing about apologizing for his wounds. He's like, oh, I didn't even realize that I had that one, because he can't really feel pain the way most people do.
Okay, just hold still and let me finish fixing them up for you.
Yeah, you're like knitting him back together, and he just doesn't really pay much attention to it. You're such a relief. I'm so glad that you're back.
I really missed you.
Some other things didn't miss me.
I would have preferred that they had.
Like, Kaylin attempted to make a joke, right?
Holly appreciates that he did. She would have preferred he tried to make a joke about something else, but she appreciates the effort.
I would have thought you'd found somebody by now. You're so optimistic, so good. Just.
But I did find someone, and he's right here.
Can't argue with you when you say things like that, Holly.
That's why I say them. That and I mean it.
He kind of leans back against your shoulder. Bad things are going to happen in Westgate soon.
I know, they usually do. I think
It's
that's why I had a feeling to come back.
more so the Knights of the Triad have declared a crusade against the Eye of Justice. That's the rumor anyway. I may not be part of the Eye anymore, but I still hear that information. There will be a march soon. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, whatever happens, I'll be here for whatever you need me to do.
What if I need you to leave to protect yourself?
I really don't want you to ask me to do that.
Oh, it's not like I can really argue right now.
I'd rather be with you, no matter what happens.
All right. All right. Together then.
Together.
Did you really team up with Fane and Sorrow, or did I just imagine that? Because I was really hurt.
It was Shae's idea, and for some reason they agreed.
Oh, it was Shae's idea. That explains it. That woman is so utterly in love with Ilira. Oh my God.
I mean, I can understand how she feels.
Yeah, so can I. And then he leans his head against your head, and it's very cute. Aw.
Yeah.
All right.
I just stroke it.
So that's it for Hostile Takeover. The Westgate Irregulars secondary team has stepped into the limelight and got some important information for the main team. You can see the follow-up to this adventure tomorrow afternoon. Correction. Today, this afternoon, less than 12 hours from now. 3 p.m. Pacific time, going until 9 p.m. Pacific time, an extra giant size session of the Westgate Irregulars. They got that message from Shae about how to find the temple, and they are going to go and delve through some of the same stuff that these folks did. Thank you very much to my B team, as it were. I really appreciate you coming in to take up some adventuring time for the Irregulars and give them some important leads in the adventure. Thanks to Karyn Willow Logan, the original creator and player of The Raging Sorrow, fan favorite NPC in our campaign. Thanks to Doug Meyer, one of our mods at Westgate Irregulars, playing Fane, the ever mysterious and a little bit emo fairy shapeshifter. Thank you to Alicia Cameron for playing Holly Darksong, the most precious cinnamon roll ever. Thank you to Alexandra Pitchford, also known as Shae Darksong, one of our mods, playing Shae Darksong in this adventure, also the original creator of that character. I'm so glad to see this all come full circle, because originally Three of these folks were the original players of the Westgate Irregulars campaign that I was putting together, and they really helped me develop a lot of the ideas that went into this campaign. And I really appreciate having this chance to be with you and come on this adventure with you. So thank you very much. I have been Eric Scott to be the DM for this campaign, for this adventure, for an adventure tomorrow. Check out the rest of our Extra Life activities. In about an hour, Stephen Merlino is going to be running his D&D one-shot, whose title escapes me right at the moment, but it's going to be something cool. I think Allie is playing in that one as well. Yes,
I am indeed.
Excellent.
I will be playing a very
Carnivore's Dilemma. The Carnivore's Dilemma. Yes. Allie, you have a warlock, right?
I do have a warlock in that one, a hexblade.
Awesome. Hexblades are broken AF, and it is amazing. So, and then Erin Evans is going to be running her Dragonborn dating game, which has an official title, but that's really what it is. And then check us out later in the afternoon for the extra episode of the Westgate Irregulars, followed by in the last 3 hours of our Extra Life Day. When we're all exhausted, we're going to be playing Doppelgangers Among Us, which is the Westgate crew playing Among Us, the ever popular internet sensation from 2 years ago that became popular this year. And it's going to be great. So thank you all for coming with us. Thank you to our players. Do you have anything that you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Thank you for having us, and look forward to the next time I get to punch somebody in the face.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us along.
Thanks for loaning me a great character.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for letting this happen, and hopefully this isn't the last time, but we'll see.
Hopefully not. Yeah, we plan to do more guest games with the regulars, and hope to bring some of you on. And remember that you can check out people as mods on our streams in the future as well, and read Shae's recaps of all of our episodes. And Allie is very involved, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I am.
So thank you all. Get some sleep. I know I'm going to try to. And have a good night. Stay tuned for more Westgate Irregulars, Dungeon Scrawlers content for Extra Life. And thank you for helping the kids. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.